Live now.
So I'm on my knees. I'm gonna go down though.
It's ostensibly live, and my favorite thing is when we come in
phrasing
like while we're live and like we're talking about something weird. Like usually we talk about our cat because our cat is usually sitting over there.
Yeah.
And I don't know where we came in, but hi everybody. I know we're actually live now because the YouTube thing refreshed. Welcome back once again. It's the Grinwell Cup. Oh my God, it's week 3. I'm so pleased to be here. I don't know about everybody else. They look happy. She looks happy. She looks happy. I hope you're all happy. I can't see you, but I hope you're all happy. Hello.
So far, so good.
Hi. Welcome to the Grinwell Cup. Round of 16 breakdown. I got a lot of questions on the round of 16 of people going, there aren't 16 people per round. That is correct. Round of 16 is...
Yeah. Let me tell you about sports brackets.
Yeah. Round of 16 being from March Madness when they're down to 16 entrants.
Some of y'all do not sport.
Yes.
And I agree.
Nor do
We
I.
like sports and we don't care who knows.
We're happy for you.
This is my sport. This is my Super Bowl.
This is my Super Bowl.
For the year,
yeah,
frankly.
This is what we do.
And yes, I know that that's not in March. I think it's in January. But
we just watched
February, Gus.
We
just watched
it.
Honest to God, I'm so bad at this.
We just watched Rihanna rub her belly in a confusing way. We
Yes.
all watched that.
We all saw it. That's why we watched.
We are here today.
I actually scolded someone like, "How dare you?" She was just pregnant. Like, of course she's not going to bounce back.
I was so angry at my whole family. My whole family group chat was blowing up, and I was like, "How dare you? Just because she's a celebrity does not mean she needs to snap back right away." Like she just had a baby. I was like so mad, and then literally 10 seconds, and then she kept rubbing her belly.
Yeah.
And then I started kind of getting quiet, and I was like, and then it was like Rihanna confirmed pregnant, and I was like, I apologize, but I don't apologize for the sentiment.
And to bring us back on track, Rihanna, hot.
Oh yeah, that's what. It's Gus. You're supposed to be doing keep us on track. You said that before the show started.
Keep it on track within reason. I'm like, you know, when you go bowling and you put the bumpers on, the ball can still bounce from wall to wall.
It's like we still have 32 seconds about Rihanna. Yeah. Okay, go.
And go. Grinwell Cup, if you have stumbled upon this by the YouTube recommendation algorithm, one, where did you come from? I'm very curious. I have no idea what would algorithmically lead you here. But two, the Grinwell Cup is a Twitter bracket of polls run by the two of us, Wheel Takes Podcast. It is specifically for the people to vote on which character in the Wheel of Time books. Because they're not real and we're not talking about real people's relative attractiveness. Which character in the Wheel of Time books has the most essence of hotness? Allie, what's that mean?
It can mean anything, Gus. Thank you so much for that question. It can.
That's good.
I was not expecting it at all. So it is whether or not they give you pants feelings, whether or not you want to light them on fire, and literally everything in between.
There are no wrong definitions.
There are no wrong answers.
Unless we have to define it why we're defending said person.
Well, duh.
You may.
Of course you must. It is required.
So we are
short show if we didn't. I think.
I think
so. This person won anyway.
Next, this is a purely statistics-based show today. We're doing nothing else, nothing about how we actually feel about these characters' relative essence of hotness.
Yeah. In fact, I want so many feelings. I love when I hurt people with these polls. I really do. It really, nothing makes me happier than people being like, "How dare you? I want to fight you."
How dare you pit these two together? It's my favorite thing. And what's great is almost every poll gets both, "This is so easy. How could you make it so easy?" And also, "This is impossible. How dare you?"
Mm-hmm. Almost like it's subjective or something, right?
Almost like hotness is objective. It's not objective. It's almost like when Robert Jordan was like, the X, Y, and Z are the 3 hottest characters. We got to go.
Well, except for when he compares people to a wagon driver or a farm wife, because apparently those people are never allowed.
Or
to
if
be
they
hot.
had their face hidden with a fence pole, or like,
oh yeah, the guy who looked like
hidden with their face.
The guy who looked like his face was used to bang fence poles.
Right. So
that
that guy probably not. He would be lower down on the hotness scale.
Hey, we can't say.
We can't say.
He hasn't been in the poll yet. He might take it all.
Yeah.
Ask Brigida. Brigida's like, hey, ugly people.
Exactly.
Fence post face people, super hot.
Honestly, we could call it the Silverbow Cup because I think that Brigida is the best
judge. She's the best judge of character for sure.
The best perspective on doesn't have to be
Elsie Grinwell's
quote unquote
cup.
Traditional,
and will always be Elsie Grinwell's cup.
Anyway, we are through the preliminary rounds where we hewed it down from like I don't know, like 60 something characters down to 16. And this week
it was the cornucopia and Hunger Games, which is what
I'm reading
just
for
read.
the first time.
Yes,
and I just
we're
watched
podcasting about it.
It's
so
a
don't
Hunger
tell me
Games
anything.
renaissance.
It's a Hungassance.
I'm scrolling through TikTok and I have to keep on going. No.
Oh, really? Because I'm like, yes, give me more. I'm gonna do a video about this now.
Yeah,
you can't. You're right.
He can't. Because now he's
I go
the
through
first
and
time
say,
reader.
you know, it's just like when you're in a nope. I'm not even take the risk for that
this
one.
Is definitely a Hunger Games TikTok.
It could be.
That's like me when I'm on Twitter at time.
It's so scary when you're on Twitter at time.
I can't imagine being in that position.
Jordan Con's even more fun.
Spoilers.
Jordan Con's
Jordan Con, I'm just gonna walk around with like literal blinders.
I cannot wait to give you my gift. Anyway,
so we are through
Allie, spoilers
into the round of 16, like I said half an hour ago. And a couple other things to know about this. 2 of the 3 people involved in the stream today are connected to First Time Reader podcasts, and the one that is farther behind is ours. So the spoiler scope for today's stream is we're just not going to talk about anything that happens after the end of the Path of Daggers. Anything that happens in Winter's Heart or afterwards, we can't touch it. Doesn't exist. So, any questions before we get rolling?
Just emotions.
Did I miss anything? Because I usually do.
No, I think you got it.
Phenomenal. We will figure out what I missed in just a little bit. And we're going to get things kicked off right off the bat.
I'm shade at you in the chat, and you're not supposed to post that. I forgot you can see this.
I can do whatever I want.
I'm happy you're here. He needs to be humbled.
It's important. We're gonna jump right in.
Well, it's funny because in our relationship, I'm the fun rules person, and Brett hates it.
Yeah.
There are so many TikToks that are like, you hate it when men, and I'm like, am I the man in our relationship? Like, truly, I load the dishwasher wrong. Like, I do it all wrong.
Me, I literally am not allowed to load the dishwasher in our house.
Yeah, if you want to eat off dirty dishes all week, then sure, let her load it. But like, if you want it clean, then she should just stay away from it. That's fine.
Gus feels vindicated right now. Vindicated. It was part of our wedding vows. I was like, I will try to load the dishwasher.
Well, that's why Allie and I could never be in a relationship, because we would just literally perpetually have paper plates. It's fine.
It's, you know what?
I feel like Gus and I would have the most organized dishwasher. Everything would be clean all the time. It'd be great.
But what if we disagree on the right way?
Is there a place for all the items?
Yes.
Okay.
But what if it's?
Can you justify why there's a place for each item?
To myself.
Then I'll listen,
my twisted head.
To the argument. That's fine. That's all it takes.
We'll have to drop a diagram at Jordan.
I'm flexible.
Ish. Like my haphazard nature of cram as many dishes in as possible.
We got to get things done.
So we're gonna
get things done.
We're gonna jump right in here to our first of 8 polls in the dishwasher cup.
No.
This first poll is called "It Could Be Warmer." Allie, in the round of 16, because the bracket is filtering down rather than assigning names and then kind of filling in characters based on that. The characters show up, and then we come up with a name.
And then I come up with a name. Yeah.
Why did you pick this name?
They both take a bath.
They both take baths, and these 2 contestants in today's first round are Elaine Tricand and Landman Dragarin.
That's the only thing I've been spoiled on, is that eventually Elaine takes some kind of bath.
Yes.
That's
You
all
know
I
what? I know that also.
Yes, that's all I know, because people joke about it all the time.
Yeah.
So let's talk about character by character. Who we feeling here? Are we feeling Lan?
Yes.
Anybody? You're feeling Lan?
Yeah.
Yes.
Lan? Okay. Yeah.
You're high, Brett.
I don't know.
Okay, well, no, I can't just let all you pile on to Lan and not put any defense up for Elaine.
Brett,
the
why don't you take
problem
it away?
We're not supposed to have show goggles.
That's true.
But with Lan, how can you not?
Oh.
I could say the same thing about Elaine.
Because
I'm just
we
saying.
have-
No show.
Not talking about the show.
We're not
Show
talking about the show.
Disqualified. Disqualified.
I'm just going to do this just a little bit. And then this is just a rendering, an artistic rendering of... No? Okay, all right. Okay, just flying. It's fine.
You know what? I'll allow it.
Brett, you're in Elaine's corner. What do you have in your defense?
This is tough because I feel like I'm in Elaine's corner only for the fact that you made me be in Elaine's corner, because otherwise I would have been on Lance's corner.
You know what? I have some positives for Elaine and her hotness, for sure.
Okay, I just feel like her chin would be so far up that her hair would always be like half in the water, and like is it like a
blowing?
And that's
no,
about
just
the
like
bath.
in the bath. Because then,
Oh.
like, are we having like a hair is fully submerged kind of bath? Or is like a my hair is half wet now kind of
Or
bath?
maybe messy bun.
Messy bun. There you go. Okay, I can see that. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
Well,
Okay.
Avienda really believes that Elaine has a very nice body.
She
That's-
does.
She goes
Okay,
into
I have a good argument.
detail.
I have a good argument for why Elaine is better in the bathtub. Because imagine, if you will, Lan. Stay with me. Lan taking a bath is going to be the most simplistic, boring bath you could ever imagine. He's going to fill it with lukewarm water and then bathe and then get out. Elaine, candles, rose petals, a servant
Rose
pouring her some
oil.
Prosecco,
Rose oil.
the
for
oils,
sure.
the little foamy bath bombs. That's
Mhm.
that's
Yeah.
the thing. She's gonna make it an experience for you.
I think that you're focusing too much on the bath.
I was
That
about
was
to
the
say the
question
exact,
mark.
like, is that a requirement? We're limited to
No,
bath spaces
but if
If you want a
only?
good
that's-
bath, I'm
if
saying
that's your
Elaine's
definition of
bathtub is
hot,
better.
Yeah.
If the temperature of the bath is a factor, who are we at the Grinwell Cup to define hot for you?
There you go.
Yeah.
Comfortability and the experience.
Yeah.
That's the hotness factor.
Elaine can make
That's
it a
allowed.
hot tub with the power. That's
Mhm.
hot.
There you go.
Literally
That's
hot.
Literally hot.
That is literally hot.
Literally.
That is true. You listen, the Avienda thing is something I can't overlook. And they were roommates of the Wheel of Time, if you will. Because
we're not going to call them pillow friends. No,
Please.
We're just gonna...
if those two are not lovers, then neither are Gus and I, because the
Right.
passion on the page is
Please.
spicy.
They love each other more than they love Dumb Rand. So, like,
I 100 times more. 100 times more. He is an optional third in
when
their
was the last
relationship.
time Elaine even talked to Rand? But we're so in love with him. Okay.
5
not a
books
big
ago. 5 books ago. And yet, Avienda goes on and on about Elaine's, and I will never get over this. The hottest scene that Robert Jordan ever wrote was a scene he didn't intend to be a love scene, because literally, Avienda takes her top off, bends over and goes, "Do what you want to me," and we're not supposed to consider that porn? Ridiculous. Ridiculous, Robert. Robert, get real. I will never forgive him for
See,
that.
that is pretty hot. And that's points for Elaine.
Thank
Points
you.
for
There
Elaine.
you go.
Critter,
Points
you
for Elaine.
have been silent. Please defend land for us. Now that
Um,
I'm being swayed.
There's
Okay.
a lot
So,
going on.
so I think we need to define Lan's hotness in the context of, well, actually, shoot, I don't know how far along some things are now. I need to look
Oh.
up spoilers.
Do you want to know the last thing that's happened? The last thing that happened with Lan is he got married.
Good.
That's the
Good.
last thing that happened.
Good.
Okay, have we heard about the wedding at all?
Vaguely. Very
Why?
vaguely.
It's always pretty okay, so let me
When
just
in
say,
doubt, just don't.
About-
I
Yeah.
just won't. No, I just
yeah.
won't.
If you're
But
not
let me
sure,
just say that if he can warm and by warm I mean really heat up Nynaeve's like strict rigidity, right? Because she's so like she's very traditional. She's very, you know, out in public, like straight-laced. Obviously she's kind of a hothead, but like that's different, right? And then when it comes to Lan though, she just loses all control. You know
That's
what
true.
I mean?
Ooh.
And
That's
if
true.
he can have that kind of an effect on Nynaeve and also other women, then I think that's major points for him.
I mean,
That's a
naive.
fair
I
argument,
think that that's fair, especially considered throughout the books, he's frequently called like ugly.
Is
You
it?
know?
Yeah, so he's referenced as like he's not necessarily convention. He's
yeah.
not like handsome, but the whole what Lan has is the rugged,
Can we talk about New
skillful
Spring?
warrior.
I was that's
You can talk about New
good-looking.
Spring.
we're allowed
Yeah.
to talk
We
about
talk
New
about New
Spring.
Spring.
Well, that's what
mostly
I
what I'm
mean.
talking
Like
about.
other women are like this guy.
Yeah,
You know what I
I do.
mean? Like
Mhm.
Yeah, but he's not. He's
Yeah.
like, oh, this guy's not even handsome.
A lot of
Like,
the times, Lan isn't like pursued because of his physical. He's not like a Galad type
He
where it's
ha-
like, oh my god, he's so
yeah.
beautiful. He's the warrior king guy who's like so cool and badass that you're like hot.
he's
Yeah.
the Adam
It's not because
Driver
it's like,
of the
oh,
Wheel of
Galad
Time.
pretty. Yeah.
Not conventionally attractive necessarily, except for
Yeah.
obviously he's cut,
but like
which is important to some people.
dominating.
Large person, you know,
Yeah.
intense
He's in shape.
presence. Like,
Yeah.
think about it.
Undeniably very
And
attractive.
here's what I do know about the Nynaeve Lan marrying thing is she certainly is giggling a lot about it. He's
Okay.
brought out the giggles.
She's
That's
off
what I'm
page.
saying.
She's off page a lot.
Huh?
She's off page a lot lately. We haven't heard shit from her
No,
in
we
a
have not.
while. And so
Light
something
Planet
good's
Fuel
got to
brings
be
up a good point
happening.
in the chat is Matt comments on how hot Elaine is quite often. So
Yeah, that's true.
Matt,
That's
Matt has
true.
a sense, I would say.
That's true.
He does say she would be hot if she weren't so annoying.
If her
And,
nose
like-
wasn't in the air, like she really is annoying.
Yeah, so he's kind of like, no. But
And
I've
boring.
taken-
She's
I've liked her-
boring.
I've
She's
liked
so
her a
boring.
I've liked her a lot more since the engineering stuff came up, since she started making Angreal. And I've liked
Oh,
her
yeah,
a lot
that's true.
more since the Avienda relationship. I now see a little bit of her attractiveness there. I'm like, Avienda's making some solid points for Elaine. But
Interesting. So you know what I'm really happy about right now is I did my very best not to look at the results. So I'm not skewed by
me
what
too.
what
I
the
have
people
no
say.
idea.
Well, you don't even have
Oh.
I think I
Critter-
know. I think
Do
I
you
know,
know?
because it makes sense to me, but I don't know. like, I
Are we allowed
truly
to
don't.
say what I
didn't see the
think?
results.
Because like
You
I
can
literally
absolutely say what
don't-
you
I
think.
don't
Yeah,
go on
what do you
Twitter, so I
think?
don't
Yeah,
know.
what do you think?
Who do you think won?
I think that the people are gonna say Lan. I think
Lan?
that's what they're gonna
Hmm.
say.
All right, Critter, what do you think?
I agree. I think Lan is an undeniable force in the
Uh-huh.
bedroom, and people see that.
Danny?
I think, yeah, just overall as a rounded character, the true essence of hotness is Lan, and the true essence of mashed potatoes is Elaine. And no one has ever said mashed potatoes are hot. So,
True.
They can burn. They can burn.
I mean, like they're good.
Yeah.
Who doesn't like mashed potatoes? But like,
When served with other things.
yeah,
Like Avienda. Am I
Right.
right?
exactly.
Exactly.
So this poll,
Avienda's definitely the steak for sure.
this poll notched 1,117 votes. The margin was 38.9 to 61.1%. Lan took this one.
Lan
Who?
took
Lan
it.
took this
Yeah, I
one
did.
As he took 98.
with
He dominated this one. if
yes,
you
he
know what I
did.
mean.
He did. 682
Sure
votes
did.
this guy had. We're going to move on to our next bracket. This one, Allie, titled Free Mustache Rides. Why?
They both got mustaches.
Yes.
Davram Bashir in this one.
Yes. Yes.
I swear I don't go on. I have no idea.
Davram Bashir and Tom Maryland are this one.
Oh.
This is a
This
couple.
Was the most exciting.
I have very
Poll.
loud opinions about this one.
I also do. And this was the most exciting poll. It was tied and back and forth all day. Like I could not look away. It's like I don't even have a job.
You know-
like I could not look.
I'm pretty actually impressed that Davram Bashir made it past the prelims.
We're all very proud.
Papa D. You don't
Wow.
have to get rid of him. No.
Well, yeah, but like people would, you know?
I somewhat blame us having all like recently read the scene where Diamond Balls Bashir tackles Rand while he has someone else came up with Diamond Balls Bashir.
Very
Diamond Balls
of
Bashir, like
That is just
tackled
like
Rand.
another point to the pile of why Daddy
Dav
is gonna win.
Daddy Dav. How he tackled
Except I bet
Rand
he
with
wouldn't.
Kalendor in his hands. One, he's like
Twice.
killing people twice. And like truly, if that's not hot, then I don't know what it is. Like that bravery, that willingness to put it all on the line. Diamond Balls Bashir, Your Honor, I rest my case.
Anyone want to speak in defense of Tom Maryland?
Yeah, hell yeah, I do. Pretty spry for an old guy.
Yeah.
Spry for an
We
old guy.
like that about
Tom.
He
tells
he's very
stories.
good with his fingers.
He is very
We know that.
Let's talk about who else. He has a track record
he
of
wields-
powerful women
He does.
Mm-hmm.
as previous lovers.
Well,
was gonna
and
say-
also he's got like the last like lover we saw him with was this like young pretty thing. Like he must be pretty good in the bedroom.
And I gotta say, if you're able to tag Morgaze, like, come on, Morgaze is a badass through and
Yeah.
through.
Oh,
Don't
yeah.
tell me wrong.
Morgaze
She-
is
Morgaze, for credit for Tom's hotness, Morgaze is a badass because she is one of the few people who could possibly resist Ravine's compulsion enough to escape on her own, like the badass she is. And Tom Maryland was someone who was hot enough to attract Morgaze's attention.
and then
So,
goes to queen. And then goes to queen.
huge.
That's true.
Huge.
Have to highlight this comment from Delusions of Grendel just cuz.
Tom finger blast.
Finger blast. I mean, Tom pulls.
Tom-
Tom pulls.
he
No
absolutely
question.
Tom
pulls.
He
fucks.
certainly does. And there has to be an essence, like an air of super hotness if you're
Mhm.
just like pulling in babes.
And we're not allowed to talk about Tom in the show.
I know that. That's why.
But we all know.
And,
we
and
all
that's
know.
all I'm going to say about that. That's all I'm going to say about that. Is
You
we're
know
not
what?
allowed.
You're also
not
going
gonna
to make
speak on
Bashir
Tom
super hot. It's
for
fine.
that
They better.
They better make Bashir hot. It's fine.
Yeah.
Oh,
What else?
I do want to pile onto your Bashir comments, though, Ali, because one of my favorite scenes is the initial introduction of Davram as a character when he meets Rand for the first time. If you recall, he does his whole relaxed fit, leg over the chair, and then he sees Randall Thor for the first time being, hey, this is the Dragon Reborn. Mind you, Davram is currently on a mission to try to take down the false dragon, Mazrim Taim, who ravaged his country, and he pledges allegiance to Rand. But first, he takes a dagger and throws it at the Dragon Reborn, who's kind of half crazy.
Oh, I love this. scene.
Diamond Balls Bashir.
Diamond Balls Bashir.
Right?
Crazy friggin' move, but the only way to be crazy is go crazier, and that's what Davram is.
Davram understands that
Is that hot?
implicitly.
Is crazy hot?
Oh,
On
yeah.
the crazy to hotness scale, crazy is hot. that is science. Yes.
I
Also,
feel like Davram, Daddy
Yeah.
Davram, for example, since Pedro Pascal has to be in everything, I think that if I were to fan cast, right, like
Yes.
the vibes
Fan,
that Davram gives off are very Pedro Pascal vibes, and like that's basically all you need to say in his
Yes.
defense, because he's just like just feisty and I don't know, I am attracted to Davram Bashir, and that's
I
all
am
I'm going to
too.
say.
I too
Yeah.
am attracted to Davram Bashir.
There's
It's
no shame. There's no shame
real.
in it.
Yes, and I get this very from him and Dira. My favorite
Mhm,
thing on the
mhm.
planet, and I've said this before, is a short man and a statuesque woman. Like that's my favorite couple combination on the planet. Like a statuesque broad and the short king who adores her, and I adore that. Like the Gomez Morticia of it all. I love everything
yeah.
about it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
What
Yeah,
an
I
interesting
think
trope to love.
they're all over each other. And like I just love that for her.
And yelling at each other.
And
And there's
yellow.
probably
So much
some
passion.
spanking or something.
So much passion.
Yeah.
So much passion. And Fail grossly misunderstands what that is.
She really doesn't get
She
it.
really
So
doesn't
bad.
understand.
She's working on it, guys. She's like 16.
See, the thing about
Facts.
Bashir and Tom is like
Facts.
normally for one person you would argue, ooh, experience, you know, but both of them really
Mm-hmm.
quite
I do have to
experienced.
points in Tom's column. He's the silver fox.
Yeah, he is. He
Mm,
really is.
Like, how do you get that nickname without being
Mhm.
friggin' hot?
right?
yeah.
That's tough.
That's
Yeah.
an earned nickname. That's not one you give to yourself.
Yeah.
I guess
Yeah.
like
Someone
book
just said in the
Tom.
chat, and we didn't, but he is musical. Not only is he musical, he's like limber and he's athletically talented.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And
So book
he's
Tom,
so
in my
smart.
mind, whenever I would picture him, which I don't often do when I'm reading, he was always that who's the guy who plays all the cowboys? I think his first name is like Sam.
Oh,
With
Sam.
Yeah, Sam Elliott.
Sam Elliott.
Elliott.
Yeah.
When I read Tom, I thought Sam
I was
Elliott.
going to say Willie Nelson. Or,
Yeah, kind of. And so to me,
No.
that's not like
Oh,
hot
yes.
as much as it's just kind
Oh,
of
with the
like
mustache,
okay, yeah, okay.
And that guy's like medium hot.
I'm gonna be.
Hey,
I'm gonna be
hey.
real. I have a thing for Sam Elliott
Okay,
though. Like he's
fair.
got a good voice and he's got like a presence.
he's got a
I
great
don't know.
Presence, yeah.
I feel like the more bitter he is, the more I'm like, what is that?
okay.
Like I don't know. He was in 18 whatever, and he was rocking a bitterness to him that I was like, ooh.
We're now doing the thing that we said we weren't going to do and talking about real people.
Oh,
Okay,
sorry.
one
Sorry,
more
it's okay.
point in
Yeah,
this
you're right.
column,
It's okay.
taken from chat too. Davin Bashir, great captain.
He is a great
However,
captain.
Tom Marilyn is a master at Days de Mar.
He is.
So
Ooh.
That's true. Competence. We talk a lot about competence is hot.
He dies by the
Competence.
die.
Competence is
So
so hot.
hot.
That's my favorite thing. That's what
Yeah.
I'm most attracted
but
to.
they're
So
both very
attractive.
competent.
Uh-huh.
I'm so attracted to competence. That's what I
Mhm.
was saying. Like the experience, the competence, the like. That's what we love.
Delusions.
people.
This is Sam Elliott. This
Yes.
person you're referring to is Sam Elliott.
Yes, that's Sam Elliott.
Yeah.
Other Ron.
Oh,
in
really?
Parks and Rec. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, that's why I was
other
thinking
Ron.
it was
Yeah,
Other
yeah.
Ron. And he was hot
Ron.
as
I'm
other
sorry,
Ron. He was hot as other Ron. That's my opinion. Anyway.
This may be the closest poll
It
we have
was.
Okay,
ever.
you gotta tell us because I don't know.
The closest poll we've ever run, and it had 1,278 votes.
I gotta guess. I want.
Yeah,
Bashir
go.
to win.
But
I think Tom's gonna win.
I have the
Huh?
same worry.
Okay, well, I'll tell you that the margin was 6 votes. 6 votes. With 636 votes in second place, Davin Bashir.
Yeah.
Tom took it.
No.
Tom moves on. Tom
Maybe you should get
642
Twitter.
votes.
I could have. How many
I-
votes are you allowed to
Yeah.
make on a Twitter?
On a
One.
How many burner Twitters do you have?
Well, so far none. But if you're saying I need 7 burner accounts, then
Yeah.
that's what I'll
Oh
do.
yeah,
Okay.
Delusions
Wow.
was on board too.
I fell asleep in a world where Davin Bashir was winning, and I woke up in a world where Tom won, and it was
You know what?
hard.
Either
It was a
way,
hard day.
though, cool and justified. It's just hard when one has to leave the competition.
Yeah,
Yes,
and it's
that
not
is
saying
how-
that like Tom is he's like a slouch. Like
No, I'm
there's
happy.
reasons to
I'm
vote for
happy
him.
Tom moved on. You know
No,
what
he
I
is.
mean?
He's a hot
Mhm.
It's like
I
I'm
will
happy
not
that Lan moves on,
deny
but
it.
like kind of bummed Elaine doesn't. It's like
I'm pissed.
such is the Grinwell Cup.
The
Yes.
cups is the cups, you know.
So we are going
These
to
are our emotions, you know.
we're going to keep it rolling here. The next one's called Trim My Tree Killer. Allie, explain yourself.
Okay, so I was trying to come up with something because we had a Kyrie Ennen and we had an Aiel in one bracket. So I was like, what can I do that's dirty about that? So trim my tree killer.
Mhm.
That'll do.
This is
It's not always easy.
No idea.
Moiraine.
Rhiannon.
Well, it's Moiraine. Moiraine Damodred versus Rourke, clan chief.
Oh,
I hurt myself. I hurt myself with
Yeah,
this one.
yes.
And
There's an H in there.
Ruar.
Where do you think the H is?
Ruar.
He's trying to spell Ruark.
Ruar. See, that I was put it at the end.
That's
I have
the
such
wrong
a-
place.
I'm trying
That's
to write
okay.
notes. I'm
That's
taking
fine. It's
notes.
good.
I
It's
need
good.
to like.
I have such a crush on Rourke that I know how to spell it, no problem, but
Yes.
no one else's name. Like it's Moraine and Rourke. I can spell perfectly. And this is why I hurt myself. I could not physically vote. So I closed
She
my
did.
eyes and pressed on.
She did.
Wow. You didn't just abstain.
No,
So
because
that it
I
was
need
tied.
to see what's happening. I need to see what's happening.
Okay. Okay.
So I just
Oh.
just poked it blind.
So what do we? Who do we think took this? Is what I'll say. Who do we
Maureen.
think won? Maureen.
I think Maureen won, but I
know what?
would have
Here's
voted.
why I
I would
think
voted the
Maureen
other
won.
way.
All right.
I think the more prominent character comes to mind for most people.
Mm.
And even though Rourke,
However you
as
want to
you
say it.
Americans
This is the
say,
no. So the glossary definition phonetically spells it as Rourke.
Yes.
Yes.
The way to
we don't-
pronounce it,
I don't say it that way.
it says Rourke is
That's
the
Rourke.
the proper
That's hard.
pronunciation
That's
according
too
to
hard
glossary.
for my Canadian mouth to
That
say.
is not how you say it.
Uh,
It's
I
Rourke.
like it's too difficult. I can't. I
Ruark.
can't. do
Can't.
that. No, let's talk all about it. I can't.
About it, yeah.
A Buddhist.
So I just think that in a Twitter poll, like both have their merits, but I just think that people,
Why?
because I just think that Maureen comes to mind for people.
It becomes a bit of a popularity contest, I think, is what you're
Yeah.
saying.
Can.
Yeah.
Can
like
do.
at times.
Bandwagoning. Okay.
Because especially when you read through the books really quickly, like not like we're doing or like Gus and Allie are doing, you don't pick up on all the nuances as much, maybe.
Okay. Why is Maureen hotter though? If that's who you're gonna vote for, tell me why. I want to know.
I want to go competency and badassery.
Was she competent? Because like as far as I'm aware right now, she's gone. So like how competent are you if you're dead?
Well, you got to be pretty competent to be able to like be allowed to go into
Just saying.
Ruidian naked, running into Ruidian naked. That was so hot.
Whoa, that's hot. Your
That
Honor.
was so hot.
It's in a
so
desert.
hot.
If
You're
you're
gonna
gonna
get a
tell me
sunburn.
all I can picture on it, and I wish that I did. I know we're not okay. No,
Don't do it. Stop it.
can't.
That was
can't
like the
say it.
first rule Gus said at the beginning of his
Oh,
rules.
Stop reading my mind.
Stop it.
My 45 rules.
I
Yeah.
just can't stop looking at Vag Island over Brett's head while he's talking about how it's
Like a
That's
little
why
hat.
it's there. That's why I put it there.
And
cracking me up. Sorry, I
isolating the
had to.
important part of Vag Island.
Oh my god.
Sorry, guys.
Oh, you're good.
All right.
No, I
anyway.
am obsessed.
Put it.
But okay, here's my thing. Moraine, she's hot. She's part of Vag Island. Hot already.
Uh-huh.
New Spring, come on. Her relationship with Swan, hot.
It's the best.
Running
Yeah.
naked, hot. All the nudity that she participates in, hot. Competence, hot. Her physical appearance, hot.
For sure.
Oh, Perrin walked in on her like slightly undressed, basically in like an
Oh,
homage
I'm
cloak,
still convinced that boobs were out.
and he could not speak. Your
You're
Honor,
like, no, she was covered. I was like, no, she was not
No.
covered.
tits akimbo
Tits
everywhere.
out, for sure.
So
Okay. In defense of Ruark, he
Yes.
had the daddy prowess to put not just Barrelane, but also Fail in their places when they were having a spat in
that was
this
hot.
volunteer.
That was
Mhm.
really hot.
Hot.
that was really hot. And my thing about them is about Rourke and Amis. I think they're like the best couple in the Wheel of Time.
I think this is the
It's
second
not
hottest
close.
scene in the
That
Wheel
is
of Time.
so hot.
That's hot.
The second hottest scene in the Wheel of Time
He
is
is
when
he's a clan chief, and he's not just like clan chief. He's like one of the most important clan chiefs because
Yeah.
he's so cool.
Rourke and
See,
Amis.
I even forgot
Go ahead.
that. I forgot who he was. So that's the problem.
Rourke and Amis see each other for the first time in a long time,
That's what I was
and
gonna
they
say.
just look at each other,
Oh,
and like everyone around them is like, who is not an Aiel, is like, we should not be here right now. This is a very intimate moment. We should
Rourke-
not be here.
Rourke is a generous lover. That's what I know to be true.
1,000%.
There's no way that she looks at him like that and he's not giving
How
it
about-
to her good.
How about what Amis told Ruark before he went into the wetlands? She said, "Hey, do you want to die old and fat in the waste, or do you want to go and do something important with your life?" And he was like, "I guess so. I guess I'll go."
I guess I'll be cut and hot and awesome.
Fine.
Critter, what are your feelings on this?
It's Ruark all day. I was he he is not only a generous lover, just objectively. Like we don't even have to debate about that.
We don't have
But
to
he's
debate.
statuesque. He's
Mm.
athletic. You know, he's I don't want to say soft spoken, but he only really talks whenever he has something profound or important to say. That's like that's what
Yeah.
I've built up in my mind. I just really stand like a quiet but like intense large man. You know what I mean? And so that,
Yeah,
for
yeah.
me, like it's
Yes.
Ruark all day. Moraine is great, but she's just like so laser focused that she never gave off like except for in New Spring, she never really gave off like a sexy or romantic vibe ever, right? She might be physically hot, but like other characters in the Wheel of Time that are physically hot, they're not just, they just don't have the vibe, the right vibe. They don't have
Right.
the zhuzh, they don't have the riz, as the kids
Yeah.
are
The
saying.
riz.
And I think Ruark
I
has the
think-
riz.
Yeah, that's fair.
Ruark has
I
the
think
riz.
that like personally for me, so like I'm like 5 feet tall and have brunette curly hair, and I identify pretty heartily as a Moraine.
Mhm,
And
mhm,
so
mhm,
if
mhm.
she's not hot,
Then
then
She's
I'm
hot. She's just not.
This I'm not as hot as Hillary Swank.
yeah. Oh my god, I'm so glad you got that reference.
Oh,
But, like,
please.
because otherwise that
It's
was like
very symmetrical.
yeah. Yeah. But I think that I was just like, oh, for sure she's hot, because like if somebody who's like 5 feet tall who makes Bran feel ungainly in his tallness can be hot, then like cool, that gives all the short girls.
Yeah, short
Mhm.
girls are hot for sure.
without a
This is
doubt.
why I'll forever say, and I've said this before and I'll say it again, Egwene's taste in men is absolute garbage because
Amen.
Cerelia at one point goes up to her and she's
Mhm.
like, you know who I want to set you up with? Younger,
It wasn't-
hotter,
it wasn't one
taller
point, it was like
Rourke.
5 different.
He
Yeah.
keeps bringing him up.
Five-
His name's Ferran.
At least thrice
He
she
comes
turned
up
his
so
this
many
down.
times.
And I'm like, excuse me, he's an option? Egwene, girl.
What are you doing?
Do it for the women. Do it for the ladies. Do it for the gays, the theys, and the women in the room. We all need you to mount that guy like like climb him like a tree.
Absolutely no lies detected. Will
You're in
not.
a study
You're
abroad,
right.
babe. Do it for us.
Right?
Yeah.
So,
The Aiel are canonically hot. That's
They
like
are.
just generally.
Canonically
Well,
hot.
yeah,
It's like
I
she's
know.
with the Italians. Like it's just a necessary part of the experience. Okay.
necklaces,
Mhm.
necklaces, Allie.
Necklaces, Egwene.
A reference to last week.
Last week I kept trying to explain why Savannah was hot, and I got stuck on the word necklaces for a really long time.
Really long time. So,
Me just
so this
Uh-huh.
one
Sure.
Mhm,
was
mhm.
1,099 votes.
Okay, are we
Yes.
guessing? Are we guessing?
Oh, Moraine.
Please, yes, Moraine. You say Moraine. Brett, what do you say?
You know what? I do think Moraine. I think Moraine's going to take this, but okay. Yeah, fine, whatever. Okay.
I know.
Critter?
I actually do
I think it's
Rourke
gonna be
is hotter,
Moraine,
though.
but I disagree again with that.
Yeah, no, that's right. I get it.
People don't even get it.
I get it.
So this was a split of 44.6 to 55.4%, about a 10% split. And taking this with 609 votes to 490 is Moiraine. She's moving on.
You know what? I
okay.
blame Rosamund Pike. I blame her. I know that she's not supposed to be
We
here.
call it
but
show goggles.
She
goggles.
affects
Yeah.
the
She
brain.
really does.
Yeah.
We call it
She
show
really affects
goggles.
the goggles.
We're gonna keep on keeping on. This next one is called "Don't Call It a Comeback." Allie,
Mhm.
why?
Both of them come back to life.
Yes.
Allegedly,
First
I think.
of the two is Moradin,
What?
and the second of the two is Matt Cawthon. Now, this is Allie's theory.
What book are we in?
8.
8.
I
Yeah,
think.
I know. I'm just like,
Cake.
what's happening?
I think Moradin came back to life. I think he's a Shamael and he came back.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Got it.
Okay.
Yeah,
And who was the other one?
When
Matt.
did Matt come back to
Oh,
life?
Matt!
Just out of
multiple
curiosity.
times.
Matt died
boy!
in Meridian.
Just I Gus, I don't want to hear from you. I don't want to hear from you.
Well,
Gus,
better live.
Matt died in Meridian and then
Did he?
came back.
He got struck
Okay.
by lightning. Robin struck him by
Oh,
lightning.
yeah,
and
that-
he
Gus,
just
but
I
ran.
don't want to hear from you,
got
guys.
he got brought back, but
Matt's
after the
died a bunch of times. Matt also died in Roydian
pause,
when he got
pause everybody,
hung.
pause everybody. So this is why Brett tells me I can't be part of fun things, because other people talk about things that can't ruin my things.
Good summary of that.
Okay, so the idea is that Matt has this prophetic thing from some doorway he went through. I don't even remember which one. That said he was destined to die and live again.
Yeah, not die and live again, and then die and live again, and then die and live again, and then die and live again.
Okay, let me do it.
It was a one-time deal.
Okay, so Brett maintains facade and lets me determine whether or not that was death or not.
This is Allie's
Through the
interpretation.
Roydian thing.
I'm not saying
I'm for
this is a
sure.
statement.
Yeah, he hung. Then he hung from the tree of life and lived.
He hung from the tree of life.
Wait, he. Okay, there was another time he died though, right?
Right. The
early books,
thing.
the balefire thing, in the Stone
That
of
was
Tear.
different than the Meridian thing. That was a balefire.
So there's two different things. So it's like, ooh, what are we
this
talking
isn't.
about?
I was like, this isn't a spoiler, right? He was
No,
dead.
that's end of book
That boy was
5.
gone.
That's Ravine smashing, and then the balefire, and then he comes back to life.
Yes.
After the lightnings.
Yeah.
Right.
So he's in my mind
dying and living again. Who knows?
but I don't know. But in my mind, I thought he came back. He died and lived again.
No matter what, he definitely died and lived again at some point.
Facts.
But like his heart stopped in Rodian, so I was like, "But that counts. Whatever.
Did it,
you
though?
died and came back."
Did it though? Because that wasn't on the page, Allie. That wasn't on the page.
Allie, can we switch partners?
Doctors won't call
Yo,
like
he's
a
worse.
death
He's
if you
worse.
can
I
revive
promise. He's
This
so
is
mean.
moderating right now. That's
I need Allie to like do one episode with you, and she'll be like, "What the fuck?"
Okay, then
Why
you
not
have to
do
do
like
one with him because he's so mean. Like he won't tell me shit. It's so annoying.
He'll literally tell me the wrong thing sometimes.
That's not true.
wrong
Okay,
thing.
maybe
Do
that
a
might be
Freaky
true. Okay.
Friday
Yeah.
/ April
Oh,
Fool's
I
Day
think that would be
episode where
s-
nobody mentions anything. Nobody like talks about the fact that you're switching. You just post one and
I
it's
would
wrong.
love that.
Like,
Wait.
I'll give you that one for free.
Funny.
Just
Okay.
act like it's totally normal.
Like this is normal.
Release
Like
a normal episode.
welcome
And
to
then
the Wheel Weaves podcast.
And then Critter does all our ads.
Allie and
Danny and
Brett.
Brett. Yeah.
And then Critter does all the ads. And everyone's just like, "Is that Critter?"
That would be really funny.
You're like, "Call JG Wentworth 877 cash now."
Yes.
You know what? I'm pretty sure that's
I'll
an
sign up for
American commercial, and I know that.
Well,
theme
that's because we
song.
watch a lot of Judge Judy.
That's true.
Yeah, it's always on
Ah,
Judge Judy.
yeah.
877 cash now. Right?
Yeah.
Like that's the thing. Yeah, I know that.
You nailed it. You nailed it.
Yeah, I nailed
Yeah,
it.
I would love that.
Also,
All right.
like Jake
We'll
the
talk about
Hammer Shapiro. I know that one too.
Ooh,
I
and,
don't.
and April
Yeah.
Fool's is coming up. Anyway,
It
I just
is.
thought.
Oh,
just
that
thought.
would be very funny.
would. That
Except
would be so
the
funny.
problem is this is live,
Too soon, and now
and
people know.
people
And everybody
know.
knows.
Not everyone.
Okay, but everyone will
Not
forget.
everyone.
That's true.
But everyone will
Everybody-
forget by next year.
Cone of silence. Also, everyone will forget by next year.
That's
Everyone
true.
will forget by next year.
So, Danny, tell us why Matt Cawthon should win this.
Oh my god, because he's the hottest.
Yeah, we're doing a
like
poll here.
from the for me, Matt's my boy crush. Like he would literally make me like giddy, like from the beginning. He's like my prankster love. I just love him so much. Look at this is
Mhm.
my I don't know. I love my boy. I don't honestly can't even tell you. I wish I could. It's just a pants feeling.
You know, people like me and Matt have a
It's
je
a
ne
pants
sais
feeling,
quoi.
it's a heart feeling, and he's like so funny. Okay, so
For the record, I am not a Matt. I am more a Perrin. So
yeah. But in my fantasy characters, in real life, parents are very dependable, and that's like what you want. But for my fantasy characters, like, oh, I love me a Matt, and I just love his determination to like not be a good person, and then he betrays himself, and he's just this wonderful person. I just love that about Matt, and he's also hilarious. He's fun and he's funny, and if I was in an inn with him, he would have me upstairs in no time. For sure. He can dance.
He can
You ever
dance.
two-stepped with someone who knows how to two-step? That's the best fucking feeling in the whole world.
Gus does.
That's true.
Isn't it? Is it the best?
Gus is a great dancer,
You're
and
right,
yeah,
gotta
it's
do
the
that.
best.
It's really
It's
great.
The
It's great.
best. Yeah, it's so much fun. Gus is a great dancer.
So fun.
But
Spinning all around, you're like, this is the best.
yes, it's the best.
Anyway.
It's the best.
I don't even know. Who the hell else are we talking about? Morden? Who cares? Matt.
But
His eyes were on fire once.
I
maybe.
so
If he's
appreciate
Ishmael,
this.
like that's a huge jump.
Yeah.
I so appreciate this because I have always identified as a Matt, and last week I had people giving me the audacity of saying that Matt is not hot, and I just felt attacked the whole time. And now I feel very
Who
good.
said Matt's not hot? I'll fight him.
Bane and Chiad said that, and I'm starting fights on Twitter. Bane and Chiad said that,
I know. People think he's annoying. I kind of get it.
and Rob from
Sounds kind
Valkyr
of annoying
Talks.
sometimes,
Yeah.
but like that's fair.
But it's like quirky fun.
Yeah.
He's also got like a bit of a wandering eye, which is slightly less hot. You know what
Yeah,
I mean? A
that's
guy
not
that
bad.
leers at
You're right.
people, like that's not my
Mm.
favorite. And Oliver
Right.
learned leering from him. That was like a
Yeah,
whole
100%.
deal.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna argue that point, but we can't. But I would argue that point, but we can't. But I
But we
would argue
can't.
that
But okay, fair, fine.
No.
But I'm gonna say what I said, and, and
Yeah,
that's
in like 2 years,
Yeah.
let's revisit it. That's
I
fine.
love Matt. I think he is probably
Well,
hot. but I
literally in
think
a
he
month of
loses.
JordanCon, you guys literally could have a conversation
That's true. Too. You know, actually, yeah. You know,
where I'm
okay.
like,
Gus will babysit Danny while you do.
Yeah.
I'll just go to the bar. There's a bar, right? At JordanCon?
Yes,
Oh, no.
there is,
That's
and
right.
I'm really
You
looking
can't
forward.
go. You
Oh, no,
can't
no.
be there if you're gonna talk about spoilers.
Yeah,
Okay.
Gus literally is like, I will assist in babysitting all of the first time readers that are there.
That's my job.
Yeah, but I think it'll be really
I
fun.
feel like I need a hat that says Brett will literally kill you if you spoil Danny.
Interesting.
Well,
I
like,
cannot wait
figurative
for you to
behave.
see my gift. Anyway, so
So this Critter, do you have any thoughts? I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I talked over
I
you.
sure
this
do.
got away
Take
from
it
us.
away.
Okay, the problem is, so I feel like the last time I was on, something happened and Matt like lost terribly.
Well, the first
or
time you
something
were
like that, and I
on,
was because
Matt
you had
lost
like
to a
put him up
Ludra in the
against somebody
prelims.
who for sure he was never going to beat, and I was like so sad.
I
It happened like 2
remember.
years in a row.
was-
This is our third year we've been here, and Matt had lost terribly. So if you have
Yes.
me on here, Matt made it to the prelims. My boy, let's go.
yes. Well, the first year it was so funny because we put him up against Aludra because we thought, oh, Matt will beat
Oh,
her.
No fireworks.
No, it did not work
Mm.
out that way.
Fireworks
We were
is
very
hot, man.
horrified. Yeah.
Fireworks
And
is
then
hot.
I forget what happened the second year, but he didn't make it past the prelims. This is
Didn't
the
make
first year he made it past the prelims.
is.
I know.
Okay.
I've been watching Matt. So I don't know the results of this poll though.
Yeah, no, I'm not.
although-
I'm not giving
okay,
any arguments
Okay,
for.
listen, I do have to say Critter's right that could be perceived as not hot when you're like not going to be invested in your endeavors.
Mm.
Okay. Pump the brakes. We're gonna pump the brakes.
He's quite
We're
like
pumping the brakes so hard you're going through the windshield. We're
he's-
pumping the brakes.
he's quite
brakes, pump the brakes.
objective. He objectifies for sure.
He does not objectify when he is in a relationship.
Whoa.
Of the
whoa, have
three
you read that?
Taviran boys,
Yeah.
Rand is courting 3 women. Perrin is in a situation.
He's married.
Yep,
Perrin
but
is a
in
devoted
situation.
husband who deserves.
And
better
Matt
always.
Gotham
Critter loves
enjoys
Perrin
his single life.
so much.
Yeah,
There's
Matt-
He is
nothing
an
wrong with that.
amazing
Matt-
husband.
Matt-
Nothing wrong with that.
Matt, as like an early 20s guy, is really young.
There's nothing wrong with what Matt does. Absolutely nothing wrong.
nothing.
There's nothing wrong with what Matt
like
does.
a couple things.
He
I
doesn't
just
we
feel
pursue
like
women who
We
doesn't
can
do
get into
what they
morality
do.
another
Yeah,
time.
he does not pursue women who do
He
not
doesn't
want to be
disrespect women. If they want to go ahead with Matt, then Matt will be okay. But if they say no, he does. We specifically see a thought process from Matt saying, "Hey, if they're not into it, cool. See you later. I'm out."
No,
He
that
is
is great.
very
He
respectful to
beats a lot of
people. Yeah, he
Wheel Time
is quite
characters in that
respectful.
regard who are still in these polls.
Yes,
Anyways.
yes.
Just saying. I'm playing defense.
Okay, we haven't talked about Morden at all. Like,
No,
we,
well, what are we going to talk about?
What's hot
And
about Morden?
as we
Okay,
should.
Allie
He's
has
hot
to
as
tell us-
fuck. What do you mean? Sorry.
Allie,
Please.
Allie,
Share.
tell us, or somebody tell me what's hot about Morden at this point.
Critter?
Critter.
You got it? You got
I
it?
don't know when something happens again. Let's just say that
I
he's
could take
acknowledged
these
by
off right now.
some people in the books who have a very good eye. acknowledge that he was a good-looking dude. Okay, so
That's
one,
true.
That's one thing that's happened.
Yeah, he's a young, good-looking dude for sure.
He's a young, good-looking
Grendel
dude.
said it.
He's also dangerous, which is really hot, and
Really Batman vibe, yeah.
mildly unhinged, also hot. And
yeah,
he's like
okay.
in charge. You know what I
Is
mean?
it
Like
the crazy scale?
He is
It's
in
a
charge.
crazy
It is the
scale.
crazy scale.
Take your headphones off. Take your
You're talking
headphones
about the
off.
Hunger Games
Yes,
again?
take your
Okay,
headphones
do it
off because
quietly
I've
so
been
I
wanting
can't
to
hear.
talk to you
Okay.
about that. That is very Team Gale of you.
I know. That's like early me. Like
And let me know
You're
when I
right.
can come back. Can I
Yeah,
come back?
it's
The
giving
Hunger
Team
Games
Gale.
was
I know.
very
I was
serious.
Team Gale for most of my life. So.
All right, you can come back. You can come back.
Can we do this? Can you read like Twilight or something? That
I
would be
mean,
fun.
hypothetically,
It's really
could.
fun to be the other side after many years of being the first time reader. It's really fun to be like, oh, is that what you think? Raffo. Like it's so
Fuck
great.
you.
Satisfying. I can see that.
Yeah, no, you can't keep reading. Like it's great. It's fucking great.
That's really funny.
So I would say it's good for your marriage to do it.
So this poll wasn't
Cool.
close.
It was not.
This was 927 votes with a spread of 76.5% to 23.5%.
Is it Matt?
It's Matt.
It's
Matt.
obviously
Matt ran
Matt.
away with it.
Finally,
709
my boy is getting his due in this freaking cup.
709 to 218. He moves on to the quarterfinals.
Although, Critter, I think that you do have a lot of good things to say about Moradin's hotness, because, like, for sure, like, that dominance is
good
super
stuff.
hot. However, he's just, when it comes down to, like, how much do we know at this point in the series, I don't know. I think that's why Matt wins out.
It's fair. I mean, I understand why Matt won. And
Yeah.
I mean,
But I do appreciate your rebuttal.
We do love a goth boy, and we do love a
Yeah.
goth boy.
yeah.
Except the like creepy things in the eyes.
To be fair,
You don't think
I'm
that's
pretty
like
sure that when Morden was a young boy, his
yeah.
dad brought him to the city. No, okay, we're not gonna do that. That's fine.
to see a marching
Yeah,
band.
no, I think you know where we're going with that.
That's a classic villain origin story for sure.
So we're going to keep it moving. We're going to move on to our fifth poll of the round of 16, which is called Oath Takers. I'm not going to read that the way you want me to, Allie.
Damn it.
Will you?
Oh, is like that?
Oh, takers. Is that it?
Yes,
Yes, we'll
nice.
go with that. Allie, why?
Both of these characters have taken oaths of some kind.
We have here Galad or Galadriel Damadrid, as his full name is,
Galadriel.
versus Siwan Sanche.
ooh.
Yes, that's correct. What
Oh,
are
I
our
am
thoughts?
Sure, this was show goggled.
What do we think? What do we think? What do we think? Who do we think won?
I really don't want this to have been show goggled, but like, damn,
Do we have a
We don't really have a
Do we have a
Galad
Galad
yet.
yet?
we don't have a Galad yet.
so
But
hypothetical?
it doesn't matter because
Unless he was like, no,
doesn't
we
matter
don't.
because there's no actors in the cup.
It's true.
Who do we?
No
think should've
actors.
won?
Did we fuck up this poll? Did we do Swan Liana?
No, I got it
Earlier?
backwards. Allie, just let me
Oh,
deal
okay.
with
I'm
this.
just making sure we didn't fuck up the poll.
No. I probably fucked
God,
up. The
leave it to
spread-
Gus. He's so organized with the
I got
fun.
it.
I thought it was Swan Liana.
Allie,
On Twitter?
just
No? Okay, never mind.
let me.
If
let
we
me
need
handle
to,
it.
if we need to do it,
Let
we'll
me
do it.
handle it. It's fine. Let's talk about these characters.
It's okay. We
Who
didn't
are we
fuck
talking
up.
about?
Oh, we're talking about Galad versus
Yeah.
Swan.
Yeah, no, we didn't fuck anything up.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah.
Oh, we just fucked up the spreadsheet.
I
We're
fucked
good.
up the data.
We're good.
It's fine.
All
Go
right.
ahead.
Okay, so can I start us off?
Yeah.
Yes, please.
So the reason why Galad is the hottest is
Ooh.
because he's based off of a character out of the King Arthur fables who was so pure in his virginity that it gave him superpowers.
That's not hot.
No, is that not hot?
Oh, the superpowers is pretty cool. That's pretty cool. But
You know,
like,
I mean, A little bit facetious,
Not
but like
for
that.
me.
That's basically that's the story.
May I ask,
Yeah.
what's the last thing that Galad has done in
He
the
got
books?
a vote in book 5. Haven't
Uh-huh.
seen him since then.
Oh no shit. Okay. Well, balls. A
been a
lot
while.
of what I
Yeah.
have to say is
Well,
not.
that was
Oh,
hot.
because in book 5, didn't he like start a riot /
Mhm.
war?
He did.
Because
was hot.
Nynaeve was being such a stupid idiot and asked
Mhm.
him and someone else to do the same job, and then was surprised when it went to shit.
Yes.
Yes.
Right.
Not just
Yes.
someone.
I like my summaries. Okay.
I like your summaries too.
Mm-hmm.
That is exactly what happened. But it was canonically pretty hot that he was cutting his way through
Yes.
people for them.
Oh yeah.
I mean, probably not hot in the moment, but like,
Well, okay.
hot to
And I
read
mean,
about.
like, canonically, I feel like it's funny to say that word. I feel like Galad is meant to be the like
He's supposed to be.
Hottest.
He's
He's
canonically like the
stated.
hottest.
he
dude.
literally makes every woman like
He's the hottest guy. That's the thing about him is like he is in the. He's the
he
hottest
makes
guy.
them stop dead in their tracks. He makes everybody stare. He makes women's
There's
pants
a whole
go
thing.
wet.
There's
Like
a whole thing where Gawain wouldn't pursue Egwene because Galad was medium interested in her. So he's like, I'm not going to do it.
Medium
too. But, like,
interested.
but he was medium interested. It was like a mediocre thing. It wasn't
it was like,
you
she's
know.
nice looking. Yeah. And
he's
Talon
supposed
was
to be
like,
so
"Oh,
pretty.
She is really pretty. But
But
yeah,
is that hot?
Do you lose?
my thing is about Galad is he's a narc. So like I would have a hard time with that. You know what I mean?
But like when it's somebody who
He's
makes
a-
you go,
Okay.
He's a
when he
narc.
walks in a room,
Time out. We get a lot of Galad opinions or opinions about Galad from Elaine, who hates him because it's her older half brother, and she hates that he narks on the fact that some random dude fell over the wall into the palace, and then he went and told on him. And it's like if Rand falls over the wall into the palace, Galad should have gone and reported that as he did, which is also half the reason why Elaine hates him from her childhood. So like Elaine we can't trust her opinion
like
on
when people
Galad.
come into the palace, usually you should stop that.
You should report that.
Okay.
Broadly speaking, I'd
Okay.
say that's a good idea.
I
Broadly
would be on your side here. I really would, because Elaine's judgment is in the toilet, right? Like her reads of
Always.
people are
Always.
trash.
It
He
always,
falls in
always.
love with Rand. Let's be
I
honest.
mean, like the taste of these Wonder Girls is poor. Like we can establish Nynaeve of the Wonder Girls has the best taste in men. Easily. But then Galad joins the White Cloaks. Now, are the White Cloaks hot? I
So
feel
the
like
problem-
Galad is
okay.
like an
Go ahead.
living, like he's a 10, but like, you know what I mean?
I mean,
Ooh,
that's
yeah.
actually hilarious.
That's
And your
very true.
boyfriend joins the KKK, and you're like, oh
Yeah.
man,
We
He's
can't
a
have
10,
So
that.
hot
but-
though.
Oh shit.
I think the problem is
oh shoot.
for general people in this world, White Cloaks kind of represent like good. We're fighting dark friends, that kind of thing. And if you're not really like super invested, you don't know all the corruption and all the like super weird, terrible things
If you
that they
just read
think
the
they do
pamphlet,
in the quote name of the light.
yeah.
That's
And so
fair. That's
if
fair.
you're somebody who like you're like, I really like the light. I really like the light. I really like justice. Maybe this is for me. And then he like kind of went to some TED Talks and
Yeah. Like their mission statement is different than their actions in the real world. So like for
Yeah.
the average Randlander, the
but
White
is
Cloaks as a
Galad an
faction, like
average Randlander.
but that's the thing. It's like that's a really hard point because I would play a little bit
And
of defense
even
on the White
though
Cloaks.
his sister is an Aes Sedai or like working towards being an Aes Sedai,
Mm-hmm.
he still helped her escape, even though he's a White Cloak.
So
Yeah.
he is
Not
he's
full convert. Not full convert.
so he's a
Mhm.
hypocrite, is
He's
what
the
you're
Tom
saying.
Cruise.
He's a hypocrite.
It's like, hey,
No,
and
no,
that's
no.
not the word I was
It
looking
means
for.
he
Tom
would
Cruise is a
break his code for
Scientologist.
you.
Did you go and see the newest Mission Impossible? Yeah. Galad
thing.
is still hot. That's
Here's
the rationale there. I'm
He's
sorry.
a 10, but he would join a cult just by reading the mission statement.
Okay,
is what
okay.
we're
Critter's
saying.
been
I would like to
holding her
speak.
thoughts in check for so
all right,
long.
Sorry.
This is kind of a bummer of a category for me, and I know it's not
This
but
is
I,
a bummer
I
category.
honestly,
Let's talk
I
about
voted
Swan. Who's
against
talking about
both of
Swan?
these people. What?
Wait,
Against
I-
both?
No,
Wait,
I
let's
voted
let
against
Critter
them
talk.
both in the preliminary rounds because I
Ah.
don't think either of them are particularly overly hot.
Whoa.
But in this competition here, I have to choose Galad because I'm not worried about show goggles. And there are things that I know that you guys don't know that I can't say that make him hotter than Swan. That's all.
Oh.
Hmm.
Well, in 17 years, when
Yeah.
I'm done.
I can't wait. Me too.
Well, okay, when we're both done, can we like find a way to meet in person so that we can just like talk
Always.
about
And
everything?
Just me and
Please,
you,
yeah.
because like
No boys allowed. We'll just
no, I'm so
sit.
sick of their commentary.
I know,
Can
and
I-
somehow
can I
they'll
play some
still try
defense for
to.
Swan? 'Cause we haven't said anything
Yeah,
with
go
Swan.
ahead.
Yeah, Swan's super hot. Cool.
Okay.
Swan's
Go.
so hot.
Swan. Okay, there's a lot of really hot things about Swan's competency because we're talking like super young, Amerlin raised, super powerful. If we're looking at New Spring stuff, she's got like a lot of.
All the Black Aja hunting.
She is smart. She is smart, and then she gets dealt a raw deal, gets deposed, right?
Mhm.
In a crazy situation, her warder is murdered.
But instead of just like laying down and dying,
Which is what most Aes Sedai do. She bounces back,
and she finds a reason to go on.
if we are watching, like if we're judging by Hell's Kitchen standards of the competitors in Hell's Kitchens, the only thing they ever talk about is bouncing back, and that's what Swan does.
I'll
She
do
bounces.
better.
I will do better, and she bounces
and Hell's
back.
Kitchen is the hottest competition. Oh, it all
Hell's
connects.
Kitchen.
It all
It
connects.
all
definition.
connects. Well, okay.
I'm just saying.
Here's my thing too, is that Gareth Brand literally, Lyanna's standing right there, tits akimbo, right? And
Oh, yeah.
and Gareth
Makeup
Brand's like,
on.
I want the other lady. Now that is a face to remember, and not only that, he
Not
pursues
face,
her
eyes,
creepily.
He
face
did.
is-
He said the eye. He said
it's
the eyes.
eyes.
It's the eyes.
But he pursues those papers creepily across the country, which is incredible. And then also one thing is like, to me, there's nothing hotter in a book. Do not do this to people in real life. But when like somebody like takes the chin and like lifts the chin up, that's
Mhm.
hot. Your Honor.
Well, which is it, Allie? Is it hotter or don't do it?
Well, don't do it unless, I don't know. Don't do it to people you don't know well. That's like,
Okay, I
Don't
just
do
have
it
to
without
respond to this
consent.
comment. Yeah, tits akimbo, obviously great.
tits akimbo are an excellent thing.
Obviously, it means tits up to here. I don't even know. I've never even heard that before, but I
Pointing in
can
all
infer.
directions. I believe
We
is what
at
akimbo
Wheel
means.
Take support tits in all forms.
Yes.
Well,
Thank
who
you.
doesn't?
I'm sorry, who doesn't?
So
All
this-
of them.
This poll was close.
You shouldn't be here if you don't. Get
this
out.
Poll,
Just kidding.
this-
I'm sorry.
no. This poll
Okay,
was close.
are we judging which wins?
Oh yeah.
Well, Allie kind of gave it away when she
Oh.
pointed to the spreadsheet and said, isn't this wrong? But that's
Oh,
okay because we
Swan
may
wins.
have Swan wins.
Oh, okay.
I
Yeah.
wasn't listening.
No,
to
good,
it.
good. You don't see. He sometimes doesn't pay attention, and that's good news.
It's
Sometimes.
important. It was very close. It was very close. It went back and forth all
It
day. Went
did.
back and forth.
This was an exciting poll as well.
51.2 to 48.8%
Wow.
of these
Yes.
1,108 votes.
The
Swan.
lesbians were rallied
Swan
at one
won.
point
Swan
during
won.
the
Okay,
day.
okay.
It was an
Yes.
excellent day.
We're gonna press on to Siren Song. Allie, what is Siren Song?
They're hot ladies.
Yes, this is
Alrighty.
Yeah, hell yeah.
this is Lyanna Sharif versus the Forsaken Grendel. Who do we think won? We're torn. Who do we think won?
Grundle's so hot.
I feel like
Can you give me
Grendel,
that?
but
Okay, are we like okay?
Grundle. Oh,
Okay. If
Oh.
you're gonna judge Galad for joining the White Cloaks, then you have to judge Grendel for the war crimes.
Oh yeah,
I
we
do not. I'm a hypocrite. No,
You know, if you can admit that, then that's fine. That's fine.
hardcore hypocrite.
Let me be
Oh,
real
me too.
about Grendel.
It-
When it comes to the war crimes, much like with Rand, much like with many of these characters, when it comes to their crimes, I'm like, I have never seen any of it. That's I'm like they're like this. I'm like, what crimes?
Yeah, like
or-
people, being like sex slaves, not only against
Not-
their will, but against their like even
Not
knowing
awesome.
it.
The question is she hot? Not would you do her?
Yeah. How many times? Okay, I want to
Every
say
time. You can use that
I
every
wanna
time.
say so
How many of the office
hot.
quotes can we
Hot-
get into one straight?
Hot is a temperature, people. Okay,
That's 3.
So we think Grendel
many.
won.
I have
is
so
what
many.
we think.
That's my
But I voted for Liana. Liana's hot as hell. Liana, boobs McGee, Damani trained, hot.
Okay.
but
back
all
up.
Sexual
Damani is hot
awakening.
because
Back up.
they can like
Not Damani trained, Damani born, not trained, but learning. She
Okay,
is
but that's
specifically
hot.
not very good at it compared to
Sexual
other Damani.
awakening
kind of
hot.
sucks. Actually, she kind of sucks at it.
Do we know that she kind of
I don't think
sucks?
she sucks.
Yes.
I don't think she. Who says she kind of sucks?
Liana
does.
Liana
She does.
says
Oh,
that I
well,
suck
She's
compared.
like, my aunt said I
Incredible.
sucked at this or
Yeah.
Well,
something.
okay, that'd be like the last chair of the Philharmonic
Yes.
saying that they sucked, but they're comparing themselves to the first chair of the Philharmonic, but they're
Well,
still
exactly.
in the
They're
Philharmonic.
still not Philharmonic trained because they didn't get into the practices.
Oh
I
no,
don't
no,
know.
but they watched it growing up. They're from a violin family.
yeah, but
That's better than any Two Rivers wanton lass. Okay, I'm gonna tell
Well,
you
we're not
much.
comparing to any wanton Two Rivers. We're comparing to Grendel, who has hundreds of years of experience of being
well, no, except for when she was like asleep for thousands of years.
but Aes Sedai and stuff and age and whatever, and probably not 20 years old.
Okay, but Grendel, we got to give it up for the curvy broads.
This is an important comment here from Bree.
Yeah.
Liana says, "Oh, I'm not good at this. I accidentally seduced half the town." So maybe she's bad at this in the way of
In the
I'm
best
too good
way.
at this.
She's too good. She's a
Right?
savant.
I mean, we think about book 5 or 6 when
A prodigy, if you will.
when Matt is in Saladar and he dances with Liana for like 10 minutes before he goes, "Oh fuck, you're an Aes Sedai. Whoops,
Yeah, oh dang.
wasn't paying
He didn't
attention."
even look at her face.
Too
Is
good
that
at
when he
flirting.
was like, "Yo, you want a warder?"
No,
She-
he never said that. They were all like, "Hey,
Yeah.
Matt, you want to be a warder?"
it.
And he's like,
Oh,
"Nah,
right. Yeah,
nah."
no. That makes way more sense than what I
Yeah.
just said. Okay, yeah, you're right.
See, we talked about Swan being a person who took her entire, like, she survived stilling, right? And then
Oh,
she
that thing, yeah.
took a purpose and she moved forward with it. Liana
Absolutely.
did the same thing, and she made her dual purpose. I'm gonna be really, really good at flirting, and I'm gonna get revenge on these fuckers. That is
Hot.
that's
Hot.
great. I'm
Is
gonna stop
Is
doing
it
this.
worse because she practiced a bunch of her moves on depressed Logain? Is that worse? Because he wasn't in a good headspace, and I don't know if that was good for him. But
I think it kept him alive.
I was
I
gonna
literally
say,
think that was the one thing he had going for him.
was
He was
that
like,
like,
or was
favor.
it Swan's devious, shenanigans?
he didn't seem fond of Swan at the end, but he
No.
got really butthurt. He got really butthurt when Liana started flirting with other people. Notably, he
true.
got all in his feelings about that.
You know what my favorite thing is about us? Just me and you, Allie.
All right, bye.
Oh, man.
Please,
Okay.
share.
I was just gonna say is we have such specific memories of things that literally nobody else has memories of because of the random tangent conversations we've had when reading literally 2 chapters at a time.
Yeah.
And I just think that I have no idea what you're talking about. And I just think that that's so funny that you're I'm yeah, cool. That's probably something that happened. But
I could have been
you
making
have
that
such
up
specific
too.
memory,
about-
probably because you talked about it for 20 minutes. That's
Oh my god. Well, yeah, because I was because I was convinced that Logan and Liana were hooking up.
She
We're
was
going to
shipping
hook
them
up.
very,
I was
very hard.
convinced. I called them the L's. I was like,
Okay. Mhm.
yeah,
L&L, I think.
L
you
and
called them.
L. I called it, yeah. And so, so I was very convinced they were going to hook up. So I was really looking for any sign that they were going to hook up.
cool.
Mhm.
No.
So
Not yet, anyway.
So we want Liana, but we think Grendel.
Yeah. Liana's like, Taylor Swift in her Reputation era, which is just, hot.
That is so hot. Anyway,
Right?
You're
So-
right.
What is Grendel then? Do you have a comparison for that?
Kim Kardashian.
Oh yes. Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Oh yes.
Just, it's
All right.
a popularity competition all over again.
No, well, here's the thing. Just like objectively, like sexually, if that's the only measure here,
not.
then like Grendel wins, I think.
But it's not the
But
only
But that's
measure.
saying that Kim Kardashian is hotter than Taylor Swift. I'm going to push back against that.
So
I
this is
just
what
gotta
I'll tell
I gotta
you.
pump the brakes.
What I'll tell you.
But are either of them hotter than Hillary Swank? That
No.
Have you seen the symmetry? No one is more symmetrical than Hillary Swank.
What I'll tell you is that the margin here was a 2/3 to 1/3 vote.
Oh.
Does that affect your guess?
No,
Well,
that
it
makes it
should
worse.
because
You know
Liana
what?
Yeah, now I have
He
no
won?
idea.
Liana knocked it out of
crushed
the park.
her.
I call show
Crushed it.
goggles. I
Oh,
call show
baby!
goggles.
Could
I
be.
call show goggles. I call show goggles on the
Delusions.
crowd.
Give us
Delusions,
a
I'm
sultry
sorry.
Grendel, and let's talk, because Grendel is again, canonically is supposed to be super hot.
905 votes here.
Personality tanks it though.
Yeah, but we
Uh,
can't. We
Personality does take it.
It's the
It's
war
the s-
crimes.
It's
the
the
war
slavery for
It's the war. It's the
It's,
slavery.
not so
yeah,
good.
but I mean, if we eliminated everyone who had done a war crime in these books, we
Be a
would
small
have no
poll.
cup.
It'd
We
be
have
pretty-
no cup.
It would be Goal versus Loyal.
The final four.
Yeah.
Immediately.
Gold versus
Uh,
Loyal.
So
Garrett
yeah, this
Norris
was
versus Bill.
this was Liana. Liana
We got
continues.
crushed.
Hell yeah, Liana.
We're gonna keep her rolling with
Cool, man.
bombshells.
Which one?
Bombshells. What's bombshells?
Bombshells. Hot
Oh.
ladies, but also one of them makes bombs.
Yes. This poll is Aludra Nendenhold. That's her last name. I was
Which,
surprised too.
what?
I know. Aludra Nendenhold and Berelaine Serpendrag
Oh,
Perron.
fuck. Okay, Brett has a lot to say
Yeah,
about
Berlin.
Berlin. Okay, go get your drink and
Yeah,
then.
no, it's Berlin.
Oh, you got to stay for
It's-
Berlin.
It's Berelaine.
I don't have a lot to say, but it's Berlin, and
Boo,
everybody
hiss.
knows why. And I'll be right back. I'm gonna
Boo.
pull
Brett
the-
loves fictional boobs. He loves them.
Who doesn't?
She
I mean,
has them,
okay.
and she knows how to use them politically. What's up?
They're both very hot to me.
Reminder, we're at book 8.
They're both very
Thank
hot
you.
to me.
Thank you.
Aludra, we love a woman in STEM. That
Well, and
cannot
I
be
mean-
overlooked.
Well, no kidding, hey?
Like, she's so hot. But Berelaine, I become unable to speak when I would just say Berelaine over and over again. Berelaine. I mean,
See-
just Berelaine.
Berlin. I just don't love the tactics. I just think
Yeah.
she's sneaky and underhanded, and it turns me off.
So
I
the
had
sex-
a whole Brett will attest to this, but I had an entire scene that I thought there's a point at which, when they're still in the stone of Tyr, that Perrin is there and Berelaine comes in, and then Fael sees this or something somehow, and Perrin is topless, isn't wearing a shirt. But the way I read it, because I skimmed sometimes, I thought Berelaine was topless the entire scene, and it changed the entire scene. It changed everything.
It's very
for
different.
That's
a long time.
so
I remember
funny.
listening to you talk through that with Brett.
That's
That was very
so
funny. You're like, she's got her
Yeah,
boobs
and
out. And Brett was like,
oh,
no, she
yes,
does
actually,
not.
that would be better. So, and I was like, and Fael just walks in and is cool with this scene that Bereline's just standing there with her boobs out, and he's like, what?
no,
I'm
that's
telling them
real.
about
Boobs out?
boobs out. Yeah.
That's-
I think
Boobs up
Berelaine just
Berelaine.
comes
Moves up
on
Berlin.
too strong. I think she
Mhm.
comes on too strong. Just generally always.
Yeah.
I love her political, maneuvering some of the time, but other moments it's
Hmm.
it's just you just gotta stop trying so hard when it comes to the sexy stuff, Bear Lane. And I
Honestly,
guess,
yeah, but that's what
Yeah.
she thinks she needs to do.
yeah, but
My-
like it's hotter to be a little more coy in my mind. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but and that's my biggest, like, I know she's hot. I know physically, I know she's
Oh,
beautiful
yeah.
and stunning and has the boobs and all that stuff. But it's just her personality that I'm kind of like,
The
Yeah.
my hair, yeah.
I feel like my thing, and I think Bree said this too. My thing is I think that she's such an amazing character. And then Robert Jordan like tagged her. Like she could have been so awesome. Like hot lady who's like, I gotta flirt to survive. I'm doing what I have to do.
Who the
Like I'm gonna
the
play
IEL
everyone like a
universally
fiddle.
respect.
Who the
Yeah,
IEL
I know.
universally
Yeah.
respect.
That's
Yeah.
And who her soldiers universally respect.
Yes.
I know.
She's
That's the thing.
competent.
We have all of this stuff, and then we put it on a little shelf.
She really is very smart.
We
Yes.
put it
It's
on
just
a
the way
shelf. The
she
second
behaved.
parent shows up.
Well,
Yeah.
right, yeah.
I think
yeah,
Robert Jordan fucked up her character.
you're right.
I'm like, I don't blame her for that. Even though he also
Even though
created
she's
her.
not real.
I do not blame her for the actions of her writer. But I
was gonna say though, this isn't the like hypothetical games.
Yeah.
It's not.
fine.
This
isn't
what
the
is
hypothetical.
character and how hot are they, right?
He he struggled with a few female characters at
I
times.
That's
beg-
saying
I beg
something.
Cerelia to put hotter, younger Rourke in front of her and do that instead.
Yes.
I beg
Yes.
that. But here's my thing. I think she
I think I know who Critter like really likes.
I think that she's
Oh,
got to get
cool.
put in front of Gallad. I think they'd be a really good couple, and here's why. I think he would he would break his oath for her, and she would but he would also fix her a little bit.
Or would she fix him because he's?
I think
so
they'd
straight
fix each
laced,
other.
You know.
I think they'd fix each
I
other.
think the way
they'd
you put it is she would no longer have to operate from a position of being on the back foot, and
yes,
that
he
right?
would protect her and show her that she doesn't need to be always on guard all the time, but she would help him loosen up and show him that life's a little bit gray.
Yeah, that would just be the peak hottie hot relationship. Damn.
Right, and
can you
also
imagine?
they're
Yeah.
only hot enough for
Not
each
even,
other.
I can't even imagine.
Right? Nobody would be on not a level
Nobody.
playing field attraction wise, right? Which that's
And when hot people get
perfect couple.
together, their kids are either unbelievably hot or the weirdest looking people you've ever
questionable.
seen.
Or
Where
their
did that
Guidal
come
Cane.
from? You know?
Yeah, one of the two.
Yeah.
One of the two.
Yeah.
What about
No, that's true. I think that Brett loves Bear Lane so much. Brett is full on this is my pants feeling character.
Okay, no, I would disagree.
Oh,
It's not,
really?
it's not a
I
passion.
thought that you were.
No, I'll
you
tell
just
you- I'll
loved
tell
her
you what.
fictional
I'll tell-
boobs. I just thought you
That's
liked her
that's the
fictional
running
boobs.
joke. The reason why I love Bear Lane so much is because I read The Wheel of Time in formative years of when I also I get super
Emotionally attached.
I get emotionally attached to lines and phrases that I hear in movies sometimes. And have we all seen the movie Troy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brad Pitt,
Duh.
fantastic.
Yeah, duh.
Orlando Bloom,
Yeah, duh.
and
Mhm.
I feel
Eric Bana.
Eric Bana. That's a great guy. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Anyways,
Oh, Eric
I love a
Bana.
good beard.
Let's
Does he have a
talk
beard in
about
that?
who's hot and Troy.
Fantastic.
It's
Holy moly.
everybody. It's
Okay.
everyone.
it's a hot cast. It's a
Oh,
great-
fuck.
great.
It's a hot cast.
So,
Okay, go on.
However, in the beginning of the movie, we have whoever's playing Odysseus talking to, I think it's Odysseus, talking to Brad Pitt, and he says, "We work with the gifts that we're given." So it's a very important lesson where everybody has different skills and gifts that we have, and we can't all function the same way in life, but you use what you have. So if you're good at something, you use that to your best advantage. And I think Bear Lane, in a large sense, understands that she has the physical hotness to manipulate people to do what's best for her country. And I super respect Bear Lane as a character for using the gifts she was given to get the best for her people and her country, because she's in a tiny little, it's not an island, but I like to call man an island because it's kind of like islandish. It's way off in the fucking corner.
basically is.
Tyr keeps trying to take it over. sure they do whaling, and I'm against that. But anyways,
Okay, I just wish.
Like-
Okay, everything you're saying is like completely.
she is the most
Credible.
competent ruler of all the rulers in Randland.
Okay, then the thing.
She's the best.
Okay, but then she goes and does this stupid shit with Perrin to just
Fucking
piss
whatever.
off Fael.
Yeah.
No, it's not whatever.
Whatever.
That's
I don't
not
care.
whatever. It's a huge turnoff, and I hate it. It's
Petty.
disgusting.
She's a little
Her culture
petty.
is political. And she's doing what? So if you recall, Barrelane tried to at first she approached Rand because she's trying to get a kid. She's trying
Oh
to
yeah,
make
then she learned a real lesson.
she's trying to form a romantic relationship with one of the Taviran because she knows that's going to strengthen the bond with her country to protect her country. And she's going after Perrin because that's the person. She tried Rand. He's nuts. Matt is too much like her, according to Barrelane, and Perrin's the alternative, and she's going after Perrin. So, like, let's go.
I think if she spent like 4 hours in an HR intensive meeting, she would
Yeah.
rise really high.
Yeah. I think
Thank you.
if she got an HR, she would be unstoppable.
Agreed.
Sat
But
down for a few hours with the tan Aja.
I do think it's
and
amazing
got it
that she
talking
has
to.
spent her whole the tan Aja. That's what we call the HR. We're like, they need an appointment with the tan Aja.
Yeah, the White Terror does
Beige.
need an HR department.
beige.
Hey?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they need they need
They would
HR.
be swamped and ineffective.
Yeah, they need HR, they need PR,
Oh, God,
and they
yes.
need and I'm like, we could get rid of some of these.
And they also
useless
need
Ajas.
recruiting.
White.
They need
Yeah.
recruiting.
And they need a recruiting. I've said the same thing. I'm like, it makes no fucking sense. Wait, give the Reds an extra task. How many times do they need to find a guy who can channel? Can we also add that
I
while they're
couldn't
going
believe-
around, they
I
recruit?
couldn't believe that there was no recruiting.
Aren't they the largest Aja too? Pretty sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
So why are they
Oh,
not
well, it's
also
just a
going
bunch
around
of bitches that
recruiting?
gathered together.
Right.
Yeah. It's all the assholes of the tower, and then
The
Pavara.
assholes and the women who hate men. And has anybody ever asked
Which,
if maybe they would want women warders?
oh, and the therapy Aja, that was another one.
We've
Oh,
talked
therapy,
about
Asha,
that.
that's a great one.
Yeah.
Yeah, psychology majors. But I think that the red Aja would do well for women Aja or women warders.
Women warders.
Because they
No.
definitely need warders. They're out in the world doing very dangerous things, but they hate men. And so this whole like bonding Brigida business,
You think they jump on that?
you
but
think they
yeah.
jump on it.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, let's
Yeah.
find super intense women warriors and bond them, and we could have protection warder style, but we don't have to deal with men.
And also women.
And
they're
also
so awesome.
women.
With swords.
Women with swords. More women
Women.
with swords.
More women with swords.
So let's take a minute. I
Someone
feel
could
like we have.
introduce that. And a red Aja needs to find out about the Brigida bonding. And
Mm.
then they're like, oh, light bulb, let's do that.
Yeah, that's a
Brilliant.
solution that was obvious to a problem that
And
existed.
also, why, like, we just hate men? All of them? Why?
Yeah,
Anyway.
that's a
Okay,
good point.
Aludra, super
Yeah.
hot, fireworks.
Oh, so hot.
Hot
Literally
AF.
explosive.
Braids,
Literally
fireworks.
explosive.
fights, the taboos.
And just so what's the word? When you can make it on your own, you know?
Gunpowder.
Nope. But yes.
Entrepreneurial.
Yeah.
Independent.
Pretty sure that's what I said, but that's
Gunpowder.
Enterprising.
Yeah.
All of
Enterprising.
Enterprising is maybe what I was
Mhm.
thinking.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate because right now we've seen her very little.
Yeah.
She did some stuff in book 2, and then she talked to them in a barn, and then she was at the circus briefly.
I want more of her.
You haven't really seen her
Yeah.
since then.
yeah.
Bummer.
No,
Edie has
the dog
risen.
is up.
He's coming to us.
I don't think
A
they
bird.
Show him.
I
Wait.
can't.
Pup cat.
There's no good
Question
way
mark?
to
There's a puppy.
try this.
This is our puppy
You
Petey.
can't see
Can you
him.
see it? Wait,
No, we
no,
gotta move
Petey.
that.
The pups.
Yeah,
We
no,
believe you.
It's you.
Oh,
It's
no,
the
there's
thing.
there's a dog.
Here it-
Yeah. Okay, this isn't gonna work.
Petey.
There he is.
There he is.
His little face.
He's so handsome.
He's
So-
hiding.
He's a handsome lad. He's 80 pounds. He's a big
man.
guy.
Wow.
So
I have
Uh,
to tell you a secret. I'm really scared of dogs.
Mhm.
me too.
So is Gus.
Oh, wow.
This guy's great.
He likes
I don't
pee.
know
This guy's
how you
great.
do what you do. Like, it's very admirable, and I'm so proud of both of you. It's remarkable. But like, if I couldn't kick you to the moon if you tried to attack me, I don't want you in my house.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like, that's
Yeah.
really scary for me
That's
personally.
He's good. He's a good boy.
He's a sweet
Like a
man.
Pomeranian, goodbye. You know what I mean? I could kick you to the moon
Yeah.
if you tried to attack me. But like,
So
I did kick a dog in
into
the
the
face
sun,
once.
into the sun's better. Did I say moon?
Yeah.
the sun being a exploding ball, and Aludra
Yeah.
making
To the moon.
explosives.
Yeah, that's from The Good Place.
The Good Place, yeah.
Yeah.
Whose dog is this? Whose dog is this?
So this one, 1,143 votes, big split, 63.2, 36.8. And I do think that this may have been victim of, Danny, what you were talking about earlier, which is that the character who gets more screen time is usually going to get more, votes. So Barrelane takes this one with 722 to
Which
421.
kind of makes sense. Yeah.
She continues on. Aludra got far and away more quote tweets and retweets, but not as many votes. I think the Aludra fan base is dedicated, but small. So we will see how she does next year. And that brings us to our final matchup of the round of 16. Will they, won't they? What's this?
Ooh.
What's this,
Gonna be
Allie?
People with a will they, won't they with someone.
Yes, this
With
is
somebody, not with each other.
correct.
I guess
Well-
you can't control that at this point in the competition.
No, okay.
This
Got
it.
is
Got it.
Nynaeve versus Bane and Chiad, who are inseparable.
What does that mean?
No.
I don't understand the will they, won't they. What does
Like
that mean?
that part doesn't matter at all. We're
Okay.
Nynaeve.
He's got to contextualize it like the bath.
I don't
Like,
understand. Like, the rest of them have like. I don't
Will-
understand it.
They have
Will-
a will they,
Gaul.
won't they with somebody
With
else.
Gaul.
So Nynaeve has a will they, won't they with Lan for a long time.
Okay.
And then Bane and Chiad, or I guess Bane and Chiad are will they, won't they? Or one of them is with Gaul, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
One of them
Bane and
likes
Chiad
someone.
are a win and will they, won't they with Gaul.
Mhm.
Gaul.
Yeah.
Cool. That the title doesn't matter. What matters is who's against each other.
Okay, I'm having a hard time with this one.
You know what? Relax. I'm having a hard time with the
Okay, it's like Jim and
Bane
Pam.
and Chiad as a single entity
They've always
because
been a
like
single
Because they're-
entity.
because
entity.
together, yeah, they're really fucking hot. And now I think that right off the bat, we really need to establish Brett and I are totally on board that Bane and Chiad are sexually together. They are intimate, they're in a relationship, they
Please,
love
yes.
each other, and that's wonderful. But
And
they're
hot.
married. Their
Yeah.
first sister married.
Yeah, and Robert Jordan
We
did.
don't have that opinion, and we've gotten it lots and lots and lots. But like right off the bat here, does that influence the hotness?
Yes,
Maybe.
and we're not fighting you. This podcast, we have the same interpretation, but Robert Jordan ruined it by putting sisters on it. Is our
I
opinion?
think
No,
that that's what
I disagree.
I think that word ruins it for people, and they can't get past it.
Yeah, but those
I-
two
I
are
do agree.
doing it. Those
But
two
the-
are doing it.
The vows piece.
Yeah, and I really don't think like the
The
first
what?
sister like so this is kind of the issue that we have too is like when you're looking at the like when they say sister I feel like this is not a part
I
of the
don't
thing.
think we need to.
We don't need to
yeah.
go into this. That's
It's
fine.
good. We
Okay.
can
No, no.
we
Let's
can
talk about
we
hotness.
can,
We're in
we
the
can
wrong-
operate
we're in
from
the
this
wrong
basis point.
arena.
We'll go
We're in the
from this
wrong
basis
We're
arena.
focused. We're
That's
focused.
all. We're just in the we just drove to the
Refocus.
wrong place. Okay.
Refocus.
We're gonna just take that as a given for the purpose of the poll.
Cool.
And
Well,
we're
it's
gonna
all
roll
good.
with it.
Cool, man. I'm cool. Are you cool?
I'm cool with it.
Cool, man.
Who do we think wins?
Nynaeve though.
Nynaeve.
Oh, man.
Nynaeve. Critter. Why Nynaeve?
She's just like a firebrand. People like their, women especially to be like emotional. Like, in a way that like you can picture them like being relatively calm, cool, calm, collected, straight-laced in the streets, and then like absolutely wild in the sheets. Like, and there's some evidence of that. And I'm not going to elaborate because I don't know where we're at. But like specifically,
Safe.
but no, I think, yeah, she's probably got it. I feel like Bane and I maintain that popularity is a very important thing in these polls, and Nynaeve's an immensely popular character.
Well,
Not that
and in the
Bene-
show, right?
Well, and in the show, but we're not talking about the show, people.
I
We're
know
talking about
that,
the
but
show.
it's like it. Unfortunately,
But
It will.
yeah,
It does affect.
yeah, and like, well, again, this is. I keep being like, I don't know what's happened. I can't.
Censor,
I can't.
censor, censor.
Yeah, literally. So Bane and Chiat are fabulous, and I love them, and I think their relationship is wonderful. But I think overall that like the will they won't they of Nynaeve and Lan, and how intense she is, and how emotional she is, and how deeply she loves is pretty hot. So
yeah. So for the same reason that Allie was offended when people were like, Matt's the worst, because she personally identifies as a Matt. So I personally identify as a Nynaeve.
You weren't happy about that for a long time.
It took me a long. I really didn't like Nynaeve as a character, and it actually was like an emotional awakening for me when I realized why. It was
Because from book 1, I was like, but you are 90.
It was like a psychological
that.
experiment almost. It's like everything that is Nynaeve is like all the characteristics I don't love about myself. And so that was really hard for me to like read, like really in your face, like about Nynaeve's forwardness, some would say. However, if you want to go on a trip, that girl is making lists and she is planning, and that is
That's
so
hot.
She is.
That is me. That is everything that you want.
She is
in
like
a person.
She is like Gus, and you are going to have organized fun.
Yeah, me and Gus.
Right, Gus?
Are Nynaeve.
You two would have the most organized fun.
Most organized fun.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I'm with you, Danny. I feel like the two I felt had the same journey with Matt. I hated that kid. And then there was like a point where I turned and I was like, am I Matt? Fuck. And then I had to talk to my therapist. And then he knows more about the Wheel of Time.
I'm like, oh my God. Like why do I hate this character so much?
Does,
and it's like,
does your therapist know a lot about Wheel of Time? And is there a therapist?
So much
I literally in the first book, we're in the ways. And then Brett says something like, okay, or we're doing a Q&A, and it was like, you have to kill one person in the ways. Who's dying? And I was like, Nynaeve. Throw her off the bridge in the ways. Who cares? Like, she's the fucking worst. I hate her so much. Or like, and I was like, God, get her out of here. She's the worst person I've ever met. And I was like, oh my God.
That's so funny.
Like revolutionary.
I kept talking about how badly I wanted Matt to die. Like I was like, I kill him tomorrow. And this is my theory, though. I think the Emmons Fielder kid that you hate the most at the beginning is the one you're the most like. Gus, who do you hate the most at the beginning?
Perrin.
Yeah.
Who are you the most like?
Perrin.
Yeah. And here we are.
Did
this
you
is
hate
psychology.
Perrin?
damn, I think it's right. I hated Nynaeve.
Yeah.
I think I'm a Nynaeve.
It's a psychology thing. I think that this is true. I think the character you hate the most is you.
Yeah.
Unless you have a very healthy relationship with yourself. And if so, congratulations. What's that like? But
well, yeah, Brett was just like, I didn't hate anybody. And I was like,
wow, Brett.
Nice.
I never hated any of the characters. Like I liked some characters more than others.
Yeah.
But it wasn't just like a
Brett,
maybe you're
remind
too
me
young to really have self-hate.
Yeah.
Brett, you're like my mom. We don't hate anyone in this house.
I know. I grew up with my mom saying, hey, hate is a very strong word and you don't use it unless you were like very sure about it. Like that was a big thing. So like I never hated any of the characters because I didn't feel that much disdain for anybody.
Ever. You're
like,
very
no.
neutral. He's so Perrin. He didn't even hate Perrin. He was so Perrin.
Wow. That's a very, you know what? That's the most Perrin response. Of
isn't it the most Perrin thing you've ever
Perrin.
That is the most Perrin thing you could have ever Perrined.
Aww. That's awesome.
Yes.
Accurate.
But anyway, the polls.
Right.
So
we have
Nynaeve. Okay, we can talk about Bane and Chiet a little more.
I fucking love those two. Warrior princesses.
Honestly,
need I say more?
Tell Bozina in a
fighting with a spear back to back with your man, and your spears are dwindling.
And if you want to be one of their lovers, you have to get with their friend.
Mhm.
It's actually very
That's
important.
literally that's correct.
Yeah.
Literally this
It's
song.
literally
canonically
correct.
a thing where Matt was like, "Hey, how do I hook up with one of them?" And all the IEL laughed and were like, "If you want to get with her, you got to get with her friend."
I
Didn't write the
I'm
books.
feeling like people are not appreciating enough how you keep doing a Spice Girls pun, and
I
it's killing
appreciate
me.
it.
You
each
appreciate
time.
Oh, it's
that.
just
I appreciate it, and that's what matters.
That's the only one I'm here for.
I,
It's
I just I wanted that to be really called attention to because it made me
friendship
laugh.
never
so-
ends. Am I
Friendship
right?
It literally
never
never does.
ends. So
Nice.
yeah, I mean, I think they're hot. Who knows what they got up to in the full moon and the desert? You know,
Sweat
who
tent.
knows?
Burning Man, full Burning Man, probably.
And whatever happened with Will Alcine, he's never been the same.
Oh, yeah.
Will
Am I
Alcine
right?
couldn't handle that.
Oh, yeah. He's the pretty boy of Two Rivers, right?
He
Is that
could-
yeah.
that I'm thinking of? Okay.
Yeah.
Where they like both looked at each other and they were like, and then later it's implied that something went down between them in the woods. And he's been like
See, this is
shaken
what I'm
in a
talking
good
about.
way.
Like, I don't have this memory, but it's the best.
So I'll remember every potential sexual encounter that has happened at the Wheel of Time. Believe
I need to
me.
take a better note, I think.
I
You
am
know, my favorite thing is how critical Perrin is of other men's beards. When at first he was like not a beard guy,
Yep.
until
Yeah.
Fael made him a beard guy, and he
Growth.
is the biggest dick to people who
Who
can't
have
grow
be-
beards.
Yeah, he is.
And as someone
He's
who
like-
can grow like a very good beard, like fuck Perrin. So
Oh.
He
Yeah.
changed
Wow,
the
so-
game.
Turns
So
out
we
there's
do hate a little bit.
Turns out there's hate.
I didn't say
Oh.
that. You said that. I just said fuck Perrin. I didn't say I hate him. I said he's overly critical about beard.
Okay.
Bearding.
You're gonna have to get past Fael
Okay, it
first.
seems like
All
you're very
right.
critical of
Nynaeve versus
Perrin.
Dean and Chiad. I certainly hope Nynaeve won for
Well,
myself.
I'll
Nynaeve
tell
won, I
you,
think.
we had 957 votes. It was 57 to 43%. And yes, Nynaeve won.
Although
Nynaeve,
Dean and Chiad, I actually think are super hot.
they are.
They are
For the
super hot.
record. For the
Nynaeve,
record.
This is
I
a hard one.
totally think they're super hot and they're totally together and totally married. And don't let your okay, never mind.
2 girls, 1 stone dog.
Yeah. No,
Nice.
I think it's great.
Nynaeve is actually the reason why I stopped sharing the bracket and posted some things out of order, is because people would go, well, I think later this person might go up against Nynaeve and they might beat her. So we should try to get her out now.
Oh wow, gaming it, huh?
So,
You know what's interesting? Okay, so I am finding it super interesting that this entire cup has been going on. This is our 3rd annual,
Mhm.
correct?
Mm-hmm. Correct.
And we have 2 heroes of the horny
Mm-hmm.
who are female.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
And like, where are our hot male characters at?
Good question.
Or
I mean, yeah. Where are
we
they?
mostly is our fandom who are voting like I'm just curious in like statistics, honestly. Are we mostly straight men and by women? Like, is this our group? Is this
We're straight men by women.
we like is this our
By
fault?
wife energy.
I'm just like wondering why
Wheel of Time has
all
by
the
wife
men
energy.
are like falling to the wayside because there's lots of hot men in this.
Yeah, there
in this
really are.
There
are.
really are.
There really
I
are.
feel like also though I've noticed that people aren't as willing to overlook male bullshit on on these polls.
Oh,
I've noticed a little
cool,
bit of the
yeah.
comments of like, yeah, I can't look past the this. And I'm like, that's a very fair. And there's always fair reasons to not vote for someone,
Mhm.
right? If they're not your cup
Yeah.
of tea, if you don't want to vote for them because you can't look past whatever, like this is what the Grinwell Cup is for.
Right.
But I've noticed that there's a lot more comments on male polls about like, I can't look past X.
Which is like, yeah. Okay.
Which like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
because
get it.
when you have men against women, like women tend to win, except for Lan.
Lan has been this year. Lan is
Lan's
smashing.
doing
Lan
great.
here.
It might
Am I
be.
calling it?
You know, it might be. We'll see.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
Oh, that
think
would be a
Or
good.
Matt.
that would
No,
be a
no, I
good
take it
one.
back. It's Matt's here.
Could be
Matt's
here.
here.
I'll tell you,
Yeah.
going into of the top 8, 3 men. in the top 8?
Whew.
You know what?
see.
You know what? It could be worse.
Yeah, it's pretty fair. Like
Mhm.
overall, one
But-
more and it's 50-50. So like, what do you want here?
The way that the bracket is shaking
Definitely
up
not
right,
equal representation.
That's not
The
how
way-
that's not how it works
way-
though. Like, it's not
It might
necessarily
be. It
gonna
might be how
50-50.
it works.
Sorry, Alec, go ahead.
With the way that the brackets are shaking out, it looks like it's going to be 50-50 men and women in the final 4.
Yes.
You had to guess. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, it definitely is.
It definitely is.
Yeah,
based
it
on
definitely
how
is.
the bracket lines
okay.
up.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's going to be
It's going to
50-50
be
men
50-50
and women.
going into the finals. But we'll be here to talk about all of that next week.
Good for you.
Next
Who?
week.
Wait, did we go around and say who each of us thinks is the hottest?
I fucked the entire introduction.
Okay. Who? And if you had to pick,
Because
the
I also forgot
hottest-
to actually introduce anybody. I just skipped right over the introductions.
Okay, so
names
we're gonna
are there.
go.
Sure.
We're gonna
fine.
go around. We're gonna say
Okay.
our names.
Us, meaning,
and-
like, we're
As
we are.
here's what we'll say. Here's what we'll do. We should have done this in the intro. But now, as we're winding up for the day, I'd like y'all, our
Yeah.
wonderful guests, our phenomenal guests, who thank you so much for joining
Yes,
us. It has been a
thank you.
joy and it is a pleasure, and we are honored to have you join us in this silly, silly cup. Tell us who you are, what other stuff you're doing, other content you're creating, where people can find you, and then if you were to pick your winner pick, not from these 16, not from even the 64 in the cup, but of the whole thing. You had to pick one person who would be your number one
In the wheel
essence
of
of
time.
hotness in the wheel of time.
Okay. Anywhere in the whole world.
Ever.
That's a loaded question, man.
That's
Like that was
crazy.
terrible.
That's a crazy question. Okay,
No.
but okay, think
No,
about
I know.
it. Critter, go first, so we
Critter,
can think.
Critter, take it away.
Okay, sure. I'm KRITTERXD. You can find me on TikTok, except TikTok might explode any day. So you can also
Might.
find me on Instagram and YouTube. And I'm Egwene Helfier on Twitter. And I've got a Discord that's super fun. So I think that Perrin is the hottest character in the Wheel of Time because
Oh.
Right.
I stan a loyal king. I love muscles. And I'm a beard girly. So I mean, he's the trifecta. He's got it all.
3 for 3.
He's patient. He's got a strong wife that he loves and adores and like whatever. Like he is in a sense he can handle a strong woman. You know what I mean? Which is lovely because that's me. I like to think so at least. And yeah,
Talking right to Brett's heart. Right to his heart. You're talking right to it.
and he's
Just
so
wishes if you grow a beard.
he can be so intense, which I love. You know, like whenever he's really on something, he just like his ferocity is something I find incredibly attractive. So he is my fantasy husband, and that's simply that.
Well said.
I support you
Thanks.
as someone married to a Perrin. They're
Yeah. Oh,
excellent.
same. I've got my own parents. I
Yeah,
sought him out.
Me too.
I locked him down. He's mine now.
Oh,
for
married
you,
to
good for you.
Perrin.
Okay.
That's so cute of us.
Danny and Brett, take it away.
Except
Yeah.
here's the thing though. I'm also married to a parent, but my fantasy husband is not a parent. I see when I read books, the problem is
Mhm.
when I read books, like everybody reads books for different reasons and like why they like reading and what they read for. And for me personally, I read for wild entertainment. I read for page turning unpredictability. That's what keeps me reading. That's what keeps me interested. And that's what I love. And so whenever Perrin's on a page, I'm like, and then Young Bull shows up and you're like, cool. And then he's like gone. And you're like, okay, next. And so that's not like why I love reading fantasy. So that's not, my jam. But I do love
100%.
me some good real life Perrin.
Some
Absolutely.
good old
Are not my
stability
favorite.
and
Love that.
logical thinking.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
we're Danny and Brett from the WEAVES podcast, and we are Allie and Gus, but brunette. And that's their joke, and I stole it backwards.
You
I
can
like
have
it.
it.
Dolan.
Yeah, except they say something way more clever, like without toner or something like that. And so
We ran out of you. Were you if you ran out of ink?
Yeah. Okay, good. Yeah, that's so much better than what I just said. So,
That's the thing.
I'm a first time reader. Brett's a longtime fan. We're currently in Crossroads of Twilight.
Nice.
We're halfway
Over the halfway mark.
We're over the halfway mark in Crossroads of Twilight, and you can find us on anywhere you find podcasts, and then the WeAllWeavesPodcast.com. We also have a super fun Twitter. We do have Twitter, but I was gonna say Discord.
A dinner.
Discord.
It's all
and
the
then
same.
it's all the same.
Yeah.
And then honestly, my hottest character has got to be Lanfear.
Oh, really?
I fucking love Lanfear, and I just I love Lanfear. I think she's like super hot and super funny and super fun and crazy ex-girlfriend. And who knows when that bitch is gonna show up in disguise. And I just love it. I love Lanfear. I love it. I love Lanfear. I love Lanfear.
She loves Lanfear.
I love
She does.
Lanfear. And I
Okay.
just
You
am,
and
like,
Matt
looking
Hatch
and like
holding down that fort.
I want Lanfear. You know what I mean?
She's hot.
That's
She's
my
hot.
that's
Brett,
for
how
fun,
about you?
for funsies, for fun. That's what we're here for. And Brett loves barreling. Wait, no, sorry.
No, that's cool.
Yeah.
Rand.
Oh, Rand.
Rand's plus Marilyn. Yeah,
Rand.
it's cool.
Yeah, we didn't really talk
Rand's
about
my
Rand.
favorite. Rand is my favorite character. Like, he's my favorite. He's my favorite character.
All right.
I
Well,
love that you
apologize
love.
for making fun of Elaine for falling in love with him.
No,
No
it's
wrong
fine.
answers in the
She
Grinwell
really-
Cup.
okay.
She really shouldn't. She's so
Okay.
stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that you love Rand.
Yeah.
He
I
loves
love that
Rand
for
because he
you.
read these books when he was like 13.
When he
Of course
was
he loves Rand, right? Like any 13-year-old boy is like, Rand's the coolest, right? Like,
Wow.
My
Yeah.
thing about Rand is I think of him like a little brother that I want to protect. Like I can rag on him, but no one else can because I'm like, you don't
Right.
know what we've been through. Like,
right.
But I wouldn't necessarily encourage my friends to fall in love with him. Do you know what I mean? Like it would be that. Like he's a sweet baby angel who's in way over his head, but also I totally side with everyone who's tried to assassinate him because he's also
I get
he's
it.
also
For
like
the record, I am the little brother, and the assassinations thing, it's accurate. So
Oh,
like,
yeah.
that's fair.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I totally side with them because I'm like, if I saw a guy who laughed to himself and threw up like he's on the in The Exorcist and didn't tell me anything and like sent me off to my death all the time, I'd fucking try to assassinate him too. Let's be honest. Let's be
my
real.
favorite.
So I completely get it. And I'm like, and this is just showing me how much he needs Moraine in his life, right?
Oh yeah, he really needs Moraine.
He really
He
does. He didn't know what he had when he had her.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
for real.
Thanks everyone for joining us. And
Excuse
thank you.
me, Gus. Who's your favorite, hottest?
I said it 2 weeks ago.
Oh yeah, well I didn't watch that one.
I said Tam.
Oh,
Oh.
Tam.
Yeah.
Nice,
Gus-
daddy.
Yeah, think about it. He could, he'd
Mhm.
make you
Yeah.
alcohol hot. He'd rub your feet hot.
Yeah, he would. Yeah, he would. Yes.
He'd be
He could
giving. He'd be
Yeah.
giving. He's got he's a homeowner.
Love it. Love that.
I mean, the
And
most
brandy,
eligible
so much
bachelor,
brandy.
Rivers.
You know what?
Yeah.
Actually, I switch it to Tam.
Yeah. And I'm also regretting not even mentioning Matt in my I was like Lanfear, but Matt also.
Lanfear
Yeah.
is yours.
I know,
Allie, what
Lanfear's
about you?
mine.
I've said this before, but I'm bisexual, so I get to pick two. And that is the rules.
Oh.
so,
I get to do then.
So
Perfect.
Matt and Lanfear?
so no, not Matt and
No,
Lanfear.
I'm talking
Oh.
to Danny.
Okay, I'm sorry. You're being a good host. That's not where I was going. But I love Moraine, Damn a dread.
More than Caroline?
Carolyn is tied.
Okay.
Because she's younger, Moraine with a husky voice who does archery in a green dress. And let me fucking tell you, that is hot as fuck. Okay.
Let me tell you how I was like, what? And then I was like, oh, never mind. It's not Moraine. Because Faye's like, it's Moraine. And I was like, it is.
I
And
was
then it was
so
like,
excited.
No, it's not Moraine. And
And
you're
they're
like,
like, no, it's
Oh,
Moraine of
fuck.
your dreams. Like it's everything you've ever that was
Yeah,
ever
but I
somehow
really wanted
missing
Moraine to
about
come back.
her.
but
Yeah.
I really wanted Moraine to come back. So
I
like
did
that
too.
was really devastating.
I haven't given up hope. I haven't given up
I
hope.
know, me neither. I won't give up hope till the end of the series,
No.
honestly.
The
At what
last
point does
page
it not
is
matter
when I will
anymore,
give it up.
though. Like, come on.
Stop.
No,
You and Gus.
Literally, the book has the series has to end, and then I will admit that she's dead. I'm not admitting she's dead
No.
until no.
No, she's
Okay.
not dead.
Who's
Fuck
the other
that.
one?
No, no way. Can't
The other
buy it.
one
I just
is
love her too
Rourke.
much.
Rourke. Yeah.
Rourke is
Good-
fucking
good choice.
sinful hot.
Mhm.
Sinful hot. I would cross hot sand for that guy. Hot sand.
I'm right there.
Lava
He's
walk,
up there for me too.
Lava
I
walk.
would lava
Really
walk
far
for
up
that
there.
for that D. I would I would do unspeakable things for that man. It is lucky he is on our side. All right. It is lucky because I would betray so many of my values. for that.
Well, I wish my hottest wasn't, a crazy chosen because I would absolutely just do whatever she said.
No.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Like
That's fair.
without question.
That's fair.
So thanks everybody for joining us. And thank you once again
Thanks
to our
for having
phenomenal
us.
guests.
Oh my gosh. You
Y'all
were
are the best.
phenomenal. We
So
had
much fun.
so much fun.
A
This-
joy.
yeah, this is my favorite thing that we do, and it's not close. It's just like it's like my Christmas that's a month long. It's so fun for me. So I'm so grateful to have all three of you on, and you all are the best. Thank you.
And this is just such a fun lead up to some in-person flesh friends.
I
And-
cannot.
Wow, that
I love
sounds
it.
kind of.
Flesh friend.
We're
That's
gonna be in flesh friends. Come on.
That's
I
true.
wish you'd said that before I got your gift. Like,
Oh my god.
fuck.
Allie, we're on a panel together.
I know. We're gonna be on a panel together. I'm so excited. Right? It's
Mhm.
Origins. Is that
I
right?
am like on
Mhm.
purpose avoiding anything ever. So like good for you.
Yeah, good. I'm curious to
I
see
mean,
how
I
this is
heard
gonna
there's
go.
a Target across the street, and I'm so excited because in Canada we don't have Targets.
Target's good.
Well, because Target
I
came
will
in.
take you.
Target
I will
came into
take
you
Canada,
to
Target.
hired a bunch of people,
It
and
was
was
terrible.
like, nope.
They left. They
and
left.
then left and
Aw.
fired everyone.
Target's great.
Target is my safe space. I will take
Yeah,
you to Target.
we
so-
don't have one, and I heard there's one across from Jordan
Yeah.
Park. So that's
I'm-
how people are asking
I'm
me how
gonna-
I'm gonna avoid spoilers.
Do not end the
Target.
broadcast yet.
I'm
So
It's Target.
Allie, we
I'm
can
gonna
talk
be
about
over there.
this
I will
anytime.
take you. I will take you. It will be a religious experience
And
for
Critter
me
will be there
and for
too,
you.
right?
And Critter will
indeed,
come.
Yeah.
Woo!
I think I'm on
Everyone's going to
panels.
Target.
Y'all.
You're with me
We're
for
here.
sure.
Yeah,
yeah.
I specifically looked for you because we had such a blast last time.
It was great. It was great.
I was
Can't
like,
wait.
They
Very
better
exciting.
put me on that
Oh, and
list
we're
of
just
pan-
like little first timers. Look at us.
We're
Oh.
gonna have fun. It's gonna
It's
Well,
gonna
so
because
be a
cute.
good
last
time.
year there were border restrictions and we couldn't come, and then
I
we got COVID,
know.
and it was a disaster.
Yeah.
It was
Oh,
it was tough.
Sick. I'm sorry.
But
But
this
now
is
we
it.
get to see you. Now we get to see you, and I'm so excited.
So excited.
go.
It's gonna
All
be
right.
amazing.
It's
We're
gonna be so fun.
doing
You're gonna have
that
such a
for
blast.
the show.
You're gonna have such a blast. It's gonna be
The show.
ridiculous.
Well, thank you
I'm
again,
so
everybody,
excited.
for watching and for joining us tonight. And we'll see you later.
Bye.
Spirit.